You sure you press the record button?
I did not.
All right. So, how y'all day going, man? Well, it's the evening now.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, it was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It was fantastic.
Yep.
All right. Until you heard the Kanye interview.
Yo, yeah. Pretty much you ruined my day with that one. Thank you, Q.
All right. So let's just hop right into it as I usually like to do. We're going to start off with Kanye. If you didn't know, Kanye just did an interview with Jimmy Kimmel. It was his first interview since, I think, Charlemagne, and since his album dropped. And Timsy was his last one? Okay, and since he been pushing out music, we really hadn't heard much from him, besides Twitter every now and then. But now he's back on the headline.
Thank you.
And he's it's not in a creative sense. He said something controversial again, as he usually likes to do, which is Kanye. If you've been following Kanye for years,
I was gonna say he's the greatest troll of all time.
I don't know about that. I think
Beyonce should have won Best Album of the Year. Looking at.
I think Trump got him on that. But anyway, so
Within the hip hop.
I mean, some of the things he did say kind of it irked me a little bit. It might not have irked a lot of other people, but first off, I'm gonna start by saying I want to apologize to Kanye. And I want to apologize
He had to screw up for this one.
No.
So you about to dig.
I know everybody. No, listen. The reason why I want to apologize to Kanye is because I placed you on too high of a pedestal.
Hell yes.
And
Let me down with
I know it.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't. I know y'all like, you a grown ass man. Like, why? Growing up, my first concert, one of my first concerts was Usher. Kanye was opening. I fell in love with his art then, at that moment. I think I was I was probably 13 or 14 at the time. And I became the biggest Kanye fan for a long time. And I might have mistaken a couple things that he did. I thought he was charismatic. He was open. I thought he was the forefront, the leader for the black movement. For something, I don't know. I didn't know where the hell we were going or what type, but I just felt like Kanye was that voice for the people.
Yeah.
And I think he was at a point. It got to a point now as I got older and I started noticing small things. But since he's my favorite artist, you kind of look.
Shit out.
Yeah, just like, all right, cool, whatever. He meant Kanye. But this year, and actually last year, I had to put it to a halt. Because I started looking for these artists, especially since he said when he stood up on camera and he blurted out that George Bush does not like black people, right? We was like, oh, hell yeah. Oh, shit, like, yeah. He feeling the same way we feeling, you know?
Yeah.
And at that point, we weren't woke at that time, I think, as black people when it came to, like, social policies on a mainstream, widespread, due to social media helped that now. But anyway, so him saying that, you just feel like, oh, shit. I feel like that, too.
Right.
But anyway, as this year, he said a couple things that kind of, and last year, that kind of irked me and kind of pushed me away. It made me realize, okay, did I hold him too high? Did I hold him to a standard that was too high? Did I fall in love with the artist and forget that he's an individual on the outside and that he may not look at things logically as everybody else does? Am I wrong for doing that?
I don't think so at all because, okay, yeah, like when you are a public figure, you need to know that like everybody is looking at you, everybody is watching everything you do. And I know like those of you on this table that like want to make it big, right? Like how many conversations have you and I had about like, yeah, like you're aware paparazzi are going to be a thing. You will not be able to walk into a store without being noticed, like once you hit, right?
Yeah.
So like that comes with the territory of what you do. This is your career. This is the job you chose. This comes part like with your job. And yes, everybody like does have their own opinion, and I respect like everybody's individual right to what they believe in. But I think especially as such a prominent like black figure, especially like with my cousin DJ, like growing up and shit, like, yeah, I just think from a political standpoint right now, because of how bigoted and racist and how much outright hatred Trump is putting on the world. Like, even in that interview, Kanye said we're putting too much hate on the world. Like, we need to spread love. So how the fuck are you going to sit here and support somebody that openly hates other races? How are you going to, like, literally sit here and, like, support somebody, whether you like them as a person or not? If I was friends with Donald Trump, I would tell him to fuck off and that he's stupid. Like, he's making some ignorant decisions. And
So
I think,
some people,
like, Kanye's decisions and his brain just comes from ignorance. I don't think he really... Like he said, I'm not a politic person. But, like, your friend is the president of the United States. You need to be a fucking politic person.
so
He's oppressing millions of people. Like, that's fucked.
I know a lot of people say that Kanye, I think Kanye actually said, I don't know if he said it or not, that he sees himself in Trump. Or a lot of other people say that they see himself, that Kanye sees himself in Trump. Basically saying what he wants, does what he wants without any, like,
But then you're not looking at his character. You're just looking at the way that he speaks.
Yeah.
I'm an outspoken person. Does that mean Kanye gonna love me because I speak my mind all the time?
well, no, you're not. You don't have money. You're not.
Well,
on top.
that's true.
Yeah, you
True.
know, because that's
Well,
what
I
he
think-
looks at.
but
Honestly,
I
I mean,
think
that's what he looks at.
At
Honestly,
the
so.
end of the day, it depends on the person, like the individual. Like, cause me, I didn't place these people on the pedestal. I don't give these people these titles and this or that or this or that. I didn't. That was something I never did. I looked at the art, the influence of the music. I never looked at.
Well, I'm
the
saying
Okay,
if-
but look at how
and
the
put it on
influence
the-
of
and
his
then-
music has
but look,
changed.
What I'm saying is, whether we want them to be on that pedestal or we want them to take that responsibility or not, some of these people didn't want that responsibility. Some of these people didn't come into the game wanting to take
It doesn't
that
matter.
position.
This is the job that you chose. You have to know that it comes with the territory.
But
Like,
these
it's
are, like-
ignorant and
You know,
stupid
'cause-
not to
because
know
these
that.
are
I'm
these people-
sorry.
This is not like we work for Amazon, we follow Amazon rules. This is, I'm Kanye West, I work for Kanye West,
And I
didn't come here
completely
to do
understand that.
what you want me to do. That's like when I'm listening to Wayne. Wayne said, "I'm not making music for what you want me to make. I'm making music for what I feel and what I want to make."
So what do you like when Kanye, like when we were growing up, Kanye talks about getting himself like a beautiful black queen and like we need to support like y'all like as a community, right?
But he
So then
also
why
said
the
he
fuck
wasn't a
then why
station
the
ass-
fuck
I
did he
mean,
go like marry like
it
this
was-
like fake ass white bitch?
It's not even. He said that too, but there are other songs where he said he wanted a white girl too.
Yeah.
Touch the Sky
Yeah.
video, he had
Okay.
the
Yes.
white female in it. But and it's not just Kanye doing this, but what I'm saying is, I don't look at anything and base it off my perspective. I was like, I'm looking at, okay, I'm trying to get in Kanye's body and Kanye's perspective. I'm looking at it that from that, not from. I'm trying to understand
But-
the person's
but-
perspective.
So y'all don't think what he said when, I mean, as him, let's say Kanye, and he's backing Trump up basically.
I don't think so.
I mean,
think
you
what
can't-
he's doing,
you
what
can't-
How is
Kanye's
he
doing
not?
with the Make America Great hat, it's just the way he said it. What he's trying to do with the Make America Great hat again is the same thing we did with the N-word. We took that word before.
You can't
no,
compare
no,
the
no,
hat to the
listen,
N-word
No,
though.
Because
because that's
before
like-
we knew nigga was niggas, nobody knew that nigga was niggas until Kendrick Lamar. Nobody was saying anything about niggas and the word niggas being a king.
No, well, that's
And so-
false because it's
okay,
people been
Okay,
talking
but
about that
on
for
the
years.
mainstream level, but
People-
niggas in
But
the
you
hood
talking about
didn't
like this
come-
is the
No,
slut
I'm
walk
saying-
that Amber
no, I'm not
Rose
saying
came
that.
up
I'm not
with,
saying
like
that. I'm saying
taking
niggas
retaking
in the
a
hood
word
didn't
like
know nothing
no.
about the word nigga coming from niggas. Niggas call a nigga like, yo, my nigga. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the word nigga. What he's trying to do is the same way we took the word nigga. I'm not finna sit here and let this hat stop me from getting to where
Okay,
I'm trying to go.
nah, but
the
like
value and the problems that y'all place on
See,
this
I don't
hat
think he was
is
doing
real.
that.
No,
he's
I
not
think
doing
he's
that
just-
at
he's
all.
arguing
He's
this
doing
game.
Yeah,
nah.
I don't think he was doing it. I don't think he
said
thought
it
that
like
deep.
he came out and
Kanye,
said it. The interview, the Jimmy Kimmel interview you just played, he just said, what I'm doing with the hat is for y'all, is not going to hold
Nah,
me
you
back.
got that twisted.
Play the-
He
play the
nah,
clip.
he said it took him months and years of confidence to build up to wear this hat to support his friends because he knew the hate that he would get. He knows that people hate
I
Trump.
don't think he said to support his friends.
That's
I didn't hear that.
literally what he said.
I didn't hear the I heard he built the confidence up to come out because when you have to build up confidence to come out and do something that is unpopular.
So the original.
I agree with that, but when does it reach the point where like, yo, like this is a different issue?
But
This is not Kanye coming out and saying like, shit, I can't even think of a good example because like you're literally
look at
supporting
this,
somebody who's racist
but
and bigoted.
America
like
has
how
always been racist and bigoted. It's just a platform
it
where it's
has,
media.
and
But
that's the
look,
issue.
The media is bigger now to where the light is shown on it.
We just
This
had
has
a black
always been-
president. How do we have this
has
guy in
always
office?
been just because we had a black president in
'cause
office doesn't mean he was for us.
I think look, that's a whole
Because
nother
if you
topic
look
on
at
Obama.
it, at the end
That's a
of
whole
the
nother
day,
topic. We ain't
Obama's
going there.
my president
We ain't going there.
No, I'm saying, look at this. At the end of the day,
We ain't going
the
there.
president is the face of the government.
Yeah,
That's
that's
not-
true.
The
That's
main
true,
person.
but-
he's not the face.
No, but
of
you
it.
have to
Oh,
understand.
that's true.
what
That's
what I'm
Trump.
saying is-
But let's keep it on Kanye and Trump though. We ain't going to
Yeah,
Obama.
But
We keep it on
because we
Kanye
can't
and Trump.
just subdivide this to one
So-
single
so
thing because
the-
America has always been racist and bigoted.
So-
the presidents, whether United or not, Donald Trump just has a platform now where the shit shows.
Well, we going off topic as far as we talking about
Holding
holding
an
an
artist
artist
to a standard for
to a
social like,
standard.
But
issues.
that's what I'm saying.
So
you
because
can't-
okay,
No, but that's what I'm saying is like there needs to be a point like where we do that because like
and that depends on
literally
the individual,
So
right?
It
the
does.
individual.
if he wants
does
to,
depend on
this
the
what I
individual.
so this is my thing. If Kanye wants to speak on these issues, right?
Mm.
If he wants to speak on these issues, at least make yourself
be
knowledgeable.
educated.
He
Does he
said
not?
he
He's
no he
just
doesn't.
ignorant.
He
Okay,
says
well,
He's
Kanye.
the most
What
ignorant
Kanye-
is
person
not
when he
knowledgeable
speaks.
to you guys?
No,
I got
he said
Kanye's
he doesn't read.
I got Kanye's
Who-
perspective, but you didn't.
Because
Kanye-
you are
Kanye
Kanye's
West-
But your best
influence.
friend is running like a campaign
But he didn't say
similar
he
to
was
Hitler,
best
though.
friend.
Like Kanye
Yo, it
said.
doesn't matter. Your
We
friend
have
is running
ghettos
a
in
campaign
this
similar to
country.
Hitler.
We have
Kanye
shit that he
said-
did to the Jews in
Kanye
this
said-
country.
What Kanye said was, I don't support this man's anything this man does. I'm
No.
saying before.
Kanye
Con-
said he
before
doesn't pay
Trump was-
attention to it because
No,
he's
I'm
not
saying
a
That's not a-
politician.
that's not a
I'm
true
saying-
friend,
No,
then.
I'm saying Donald Trump. I said I don't support every decision this man has. I support him because I supported him before he became president. And he's not saying I support his actions. I support him as
No,
a friend.
because
But
if
if you
no,
support him,
but
then
if
you
you
support his
support a
actions.
person, you're supporting his actions
If
because
you're a
Do
friend, you
support
hold.
everything Brian does.
yes,
Yeah, I mean
No,
he
he
hasn't done anything negative though.
Yeah.
If he
he's
does,
not
saying
racist.
negative.
If-
he
if
doesn't
he
oppress
does-
people.
Whether or not, do you support everything the next man does? No,
No.
you don't.
Like
No.
I disagree with them,
But
and
are
I
you
agree
not
with
going to
you.
be his friend because of that?
Yes.
But-
if he was
Mm.
as bigoted and racist as Trump, I would say get the fuck out of my life.
Yeah.
That
What are
depends
you
on the
talking
person.
about?
No,
No,
I'm saying
because
racist. You
this is
don't have
completely
to
unacceptable. You are
completely
acting like this
accept yourself.
behavior is even somewhat acceptable and
It's-
okay in the society,
it's-
and it's fucking not. Because this is why racism is so fucking bad in this country.
we can't.
I'm
I don't think we
Like-
can.
Just a blind to
So-
the
You
so
can't
if
be
Kanye-
I'm
ignorant.
saying what I'm saying is he clearly said he doesn't support his actions.
No, he
He's
didn't.
never-
He said I didn't read up on his
Charlemagne
politics because I'm
interview-
not a politician.
Charlemagne's interview before the Jimmy Kimmel interview, before TMZ, he said, "I do not support Donald Trump's actions."
Yeah, he did.
We can't
say
just
that.
look at the Jimmy
Say that.
Kimmel interview.
We look at all of them.
Okay,
and
then,
I
so
hope
we
we
can't
vote.
all
can't
of
just
them,
take
but
from
I'm
Well,
the Jimmy
no,
Kimmel
I take
interview.
from
And
no.
this
This
conversation
so
we're
this what
having
I'm
now, we're
doing.
just taking from the
No, we
Jimmy
taking
Kimmel
from
interview.
everything. So what we saying is, Kanye himself said that I don't read.
Mhm.
How can you be knowledgeable? How can you sit up
You
here
really
and,
think
and
Kanye
talk?
doesn't read, bro?
He said that.
He literally said
He
it.
said
If you're
that.
taking him
Lie
at
on your
everything that,
face?
if you
So
are
so
saying,
hold on. So are you gonna believe? So
you
so
are repeating
I'm not
everything that he
saying
has
I
said.
believing him. I said
but he said he doesn't. Kanye himself said
he
if
said
you
I'm not a politician.
he said he
Do you
doesn't
have
read.
to be a politician and speak on truth?
He
Or
doesn't.
speak on
he's-
what you believe.
He
Do
said
you
he
have-
doesn't read.
Do you have to be a politician and speak on what you believe?
I think you should be knowledgeable.
Yes.
Just so you don't think he's
I think-
knowledgeable.
No,
coming
no,
from
I
these
don't.
places?
You want to
Because-
know why Donald Trump got voted into office is because of uneducated, pissed off white people. That's the fuck why he got into office. All Kanye is an ignorant, uneducated, pissed off black man that we don't love each other enough and that we're in a simulation. I understood what he meant with the simulation part because like me growing up in the suburbs with my parents, I was going to college, I was going to be a lawyer or a doctor. I was making 6 figures when I came out of there. And when I dropped out for a year, they flipped the fuck out.
I'm
Because like
basically
I'm not
saying-
running in their simulation. So I agree with him on that point, like where society needs to be less structured, and I think that's what he's saying. I think he's saying that we all need to be free minds and shit, but he's doing it in a
What?
very, very ignorant and uneducated way, and
I'm
it pisses
saying
me off.
what Kanye's saying. What I see Kanye saying is, I'm not going to let what y'all take this and hold value on, or hold this value on, this hat. It's not going to mean that to me. I'm going to take this and I'm going to flip this, and I'm going to show you that this is not holding me back. He's not talking about me, you. He's talking to them. I'm going to take your hat and show you that this is not going to keep me back.
No,
Well,
that's
nah.
not what he's
Can we
doing
just-
because
That's
you're
not what
acting.
he's
No,
doing.
you're
That's what he's
literally,
doing.
Can
you're
we play
literally
the snippet
acting
of the-
like.
Can we play the
No,
snippet of the
you
Jimmy Kimmel
straight-
interview?
But you are straight up acting like this is Amber Rose's slut walk, where like women are taking back the word slut that men have thrown on us for having sex with multiple people. This is not the same situation at all in
I
any
don't understand
capacity.
that. What do you mean?
So like, you know what the slut walk is with Amber Rose's slut walk?
No, I don't.
So the word slut was created by men to describe women who dress a certain way or have sex with a multitude of men. There isn't a word slut for men because men can go around fucking whoever the hell they want and it's socially
it's-
acceptable.
Oh, before we go there,
No,
hold
but
on.
wait,
Before
but
we
wait,
go
this
there.
is my point. Is like women are, the whole point of the slut walk is to retake the word back and say like, nah, like slut can mean anything. You literally made up the word, people.
Okay, but I'm
That's
saying
what that
that
whole
women
point is.
walk
So
around
you're
calling
saying,
each other sluts?
so
That's
no,
what I mean.
no,
But
like
we walk around calling each other nigga, but do women walk around calling each other sluts?
hell
That's-
no.
That's okay. So that's the difference.
We don't
That's
though.
the difference.
Like
we
you
do
don't.
walk around calling. Oh,
That's
know
you
what's up,
can't
my nigga?
compare. You comparing racism to sexism. You can't do that. That's two different.
But I'm just saying,
now
he's,
it's not on
no,
the
but
same
he's
level.
making it the same when he's
Yeah.
saying like Kanye is saying I'm retaking this back.
Well,
Like,
he-
this is,
well,
but
it's
he's
not.
not doing that shit. He's
It's the
doing
same
it to
word.
support
the
his
word
friend.
nigger was a racist word. The Make America Great hat. What they're trying to do with it, what Donald Trump was, it was racist. What Kanye is doing with the word, with the hat, is the same way.
So you're saying
what
that
we did with the word
society
nigger.
made the campaign racist? Is that what you're saying? That society made this hat "Make America Great Again" racist? Is that what you're saying?
That wasn't
Because
that
that is
Donald
complete
Trump, wasn't
bullshit,
That
because
white
Donald-
people's thing about behind the hat, wasn't that the problem with the hat? What do you mean, make
That-
America
No,
great
because
again?
you're acting
When
like.
was the
So
America
here's
ever great?
what you're saying is "Make America Great Again."
Now you're going
came
on
out
like
as a-
4 different like topics.
Yeah.
Because you're going on like 4
'cause I'm
different
sure,
topics.
Like, with that though, like I think like that's just a playoff, bro. Because like to be honest, like with the whole "Make America Great" thing, that came from like a stagnant of with Donald Trump and being racist. That's how that all started in the first place. Because it's like you are saying that like, oh, it was great in the capacity of
Ronald
like,
Reagan.
you know what I'm saying, being with all white people,
Mhm.
bam, that's the only way that this country could be great. So how would that be the case? And if you being like, you know what I'm saying, like he just said, bro, like you Kanye West, you said fucking George Bush does not care about black people, like live. How can you literally like not see that like your homie does not care about black people?
I think
does
he
not
sees
care
it.
about
He feel
you,
the
bro.
same way
I
about
think he
George
sees
Bush as
it,
he
but
feels
I-
about Donald Trump.
But Donald Trump does not care.
But it
like,
doesn't-
even with
it doesn't
Kanye,
matter
bro,
if you have a
like,
personal
Donald Trump
relationship.
Don't give a fuck about you, Kanye.
Yes,
At
they do.
all. Donald Trump does not give a
but
fuck
look
about
at this,
you.
and it's not even this, because it's what it is you know how many, like we go back to the conversation, you know how many people in hip hop supported Donald Trump before he became president. So why
Well, that's
switch up
because
now?
hold on,
Why
I got an
switch up?
answer for that. I got an
People
answer for
supported
that.
Donald
Why-
Trump because
why
of the
switch
businessman
up?
he
Wait,
was.
I got an
wait,
answer
can
for
I-
that.
can I go?
Yeah, you can go. You can go. You can go.
But
Sorry.
even if it was just
They did
business,
not- they did not
if it wasn't just business, take over. I want to be like Donald Trump.
They
They
did
didn't just
not-
say I don't want. They didn't just say I want
Nobody
Donald
said
Trump money.
that they fucked with Donald Trump. Everybody was just referring to like his money that he
Yeah.
had.
You know
He
how
doesn't
many
want to
people
be
Saying
a
I
millionaire,
wanna
Donald
be-
bro.
Trump apprentice
Like I
from
want his,
hip-hop?
I want the cash that this nigga got in here, like his
Because they got
motherfucking, like,
paid
bank
to be
account.
on a
I wanna
TV
have-
Hold on,
show. The
but-
fuck? They went
nobody
on there
wants
for
to be
So
clout.
just
Donald
because of
Trump.
money, they're not cool. Like cool with this guy.
Whoa, what are you
What are you
saying?
talking
No, hold on,
Because
hold on.
they're
Let me
saying
let me
they only
answer.
want-
Let me answer in regards to that. So when we talk about Trump and hip hop, right? They are referring to his business and who he is
His
as a
money.
businessman.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as them quoting the Rockefeller family.
Yeah,
It's
that's
the
why
same
That's
thing.
why everybody wants to
It's-
be Jay-Z and
but-
Beyonce.
That's what I mean.
So that's what I'm saying. But
They're not
because
talking
you
about
praise-
his
but
character.
now-
they don't
but-
give a
but
fuck
this
about
is-
his character.
this
They
is the
care about
thing.
his band.
his
So,
yeah. Well, I'm saying the things that he said during
Okay,
that time.
I get what y'all saying,
I
but
mean, it
y'all
wasn't
saying-
on a
but
public
y'all
level.
Say this, if you just said you wouldn't support your friend if he was a racist, you wouldn't support. You get the fuck out my face. is what
I mean,
just
I
said.
don't, you know,
So
he
you
be
would
my
support
friend.
him just for
But
his business,
question:
even
Do
though he's
you
still a racist?
understand? But
You
do
would
you
want to, no, what I'm saying
do
is,
you
would
understand that
want to
people
be like
didn't
him.
know he was a racist until he
Yeah.
came out with this
How?
fucking campaign?
How?
Because
They
Donald
didn't.
Trump
I
never
mean-
put on the show that he was a racist. He did that in like poli-sci is very fucking easy. It's so easy. You just figure out the people that didn't like the president before you and you appeal the fuck to them. That is what he did.
Yeah,
He
that's what he
appealed
did.
to all the white people. He did not act this racist or bigoted or anything like that before. He was just a sleazy ass businessman. That's all
Yeah.
the shit was.
Legit,
He was
like,
just
you made
sleazy.
your-
He was not a
you took your
racist. He was not a
company
bigot.
bankrupt.
And he wasn't
You
oppressing
can't get
kids in
money.
cages.
So you
He
can just
literally
become a racist out
okay,
of nowhere?
question. Is it okay that he has
He's been a
kids
racist.
in cages
That's what I mean.
who are getting sexually
this-
abused
but it
by
wasn't
U.S.
like-
workers?
It
and
wasn't It wasn't put on.
Representing
It wasn't
himself.
publicized.
It wasn't publicized, but then when he got to that platform, it became more publicized. But
Because-
that doesn't mean he just
Because, like,
turned a racist.
Bro, like
We-
fucking this nigga right here might be a racist, bro. We don't know this nigga. We do not know if he a racist at all. Like that's definitely
But
a
Donald Trump,
possibility,
the
though.
businessman, and
But
the
just-
business,
but he kept that
Because he
But
didn't
actually,
put
no,
it
no, no.
publicly.
As big
And-
as Donald Trump was, people didn't know
There-
Donald Trump.
No,
was
not
And
at
he
all,
kept that
because-
behind closed doors.
Okay.
Actually,
Question.
Donald Trump did it was years ago. There was a case in New York when there was I think 4 or 6 black teens. They got arrested and they got charged with murder. I can't remember the full details. I apologize. But Donald Trump wrote a full letter and put it in the New York Times. That basically said all those black kids should be put to death. They were innocent.
So you can't sit here and tell me that Donald Trump just became a racist.
But I'm saying
I
it
know
wasn't
nothing about
publicized though. That's what we're
That's my
saying.
first
It
time
wasn't.
hearing that.
It wasn't put
Newspaper,
on the level
the
that it
media
is
was
now.
different. The media has
Well, I was
always
saying-
grown rapidly. So
Well-
of course it's going to be different.
Okay, but what we're saying, okay, is there shit? Obviously, we met yesterday, right?
What?
There's shit that I don't know about you because you have not publicized it to me.
Yeah.
There's shit that I've known him for almost a year. There's
Okay,
shit that I
and
don't
then-
know about him because he has not told me.
And then
There's
again,
shit that
that's based off the person.
No, but that's what I'm saying is
Just 'cause
Donald.
it wasn't
But
in
that's
you.
you're
Everybody's
proving
like-
my fucking point.
No, because
Because
I'm saying
Donald
is-
Trump can go behind and like not. He can just act like he's not a racist or do some shit like that. And like newspapers from the 1995. How many of us have read a fucking newspaper from 1995? Raise your hand if you have. No? Exactly. That's why his racism was not publicized till this.
But what I'm saying
Campaign
is, was
happened.
the newspaper in 1995 what the internet could have been? Because were
No.
they reading newspapers in 1995?
Yes.
But what
Yes.
you
Okay,
hold on, but
then,
what-
so
okay,
that's what I'm
hold on.
saying.
But what
but
you
it's
getting
not
at
on a
though?
massive
Time is
scale.
different. If it was the same thing, the internet.
Because
would
of
have been
who's
the same
voting.
way.
Because
But
of
what
the
I'm saying is-
generations that
what
are
I'm saying is,
voting.
but
They
by-
didn't
by
know
the
about the
point-
newspaper.
by the
What are
point
you
is-
talking about?
With
What
the
I'm saying
web
is-
being a thing, bro,
but
it's
the-
more accessible to
That's
the
what I'm saying.
world, bro.
What I'm saying is, the point she just made by the 1995 newspaper. They were reading newspapers back then.
They were, but are we? That's no,
That's what
but
I'm
you're
saying.
not.
I know
No,
what
but
you're
like,
saying, but
nah,
it's
but
not
you're not.
knowledgeable to us. That
No,
he
but
was.
that's my point. Is who are the people that can vote now? People who probably. I mean, if you're like in high school in the 1995s, do you think you're gonna read the fucking newspaper? No, that's what your dad did because he's from the fucking 40s. Because computers are starting to become a thing. Because
But who more
phones
than-
are starting to become a thing.
Who was the
So,
majority that?
who's
What
the
age
majority
based?
But hold on, hold on. So where y'all getting at?
Who was the majority
My-
that
as
voted
far-
for Donald Trump?
My
Hold on,
point
what's
is
Because it
who-
Hold on, hold on.
high
What's
school
your
kids.
what's your point
Wait,
first,
but
and then your
this is
point?
My
this
point is,
this
like,
is coming off
yes-
of like a lot of stuff, bro.
So,
This is
like,
coming off
yes,
of
the
like our
newspaper-
age group probably did like vote within like a lot of stuff, bro. Like, and I can give you that. That is correct, but like this is like I was born in '95. You feel me? So like that's different. Like she said, like yo pops was reading fucking the newspaper
It's
because he
easy
was
to
born in
hide
the
shit.
'40s.
That's
But
my
like
point.
this information that we got right now is more accessible because I can get it through my phone, bro. I don't have to pick up a newspaper. I don't have to do that. So like what you're doing is like a little less acceptable, and it's on a grander scale now because of the way that you're projecting this to like people into like to America, bro. Like we the minority out here. You feel me? Like, and within being the minority, how can you openly and legit like in any way,
Support
shape,
systematic
form,
oppression.
fashion support this man, bro? And this is the same. You like I said, your friend is running a
Okay,
campaign
let me
similar
ask
to
this.
Hitler,
Do you
bro.
consider staying quiet supporting?
What
I
do you
don't think
mean?
that you should.
Staying silent to the situation. Do you consider that supporting
I think that
versus coming out loud and saying something? Because I'm pretty sure there are people who support Donald Trump, but they're not out saying it though.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we.
Yeah.
no, and I completely
Yes.
agree with
Yeah,
it.
we
But
know.
like my point is because Kanye is such a public figure, like
That's what I'm
yes,
saying. Public
no,
figures.
no, but like that's.
But
Yo,
with him
like
being a
on
public
some real
figure
shit,
and being
that's
so
my point.
vocal,
Is
you
it's
gotta be
not,
smarter
it's
about
not
that.
okay to support
But what I'm
somebody
saying
who
is
oppresses people and who's
what
racist.
I'm saying, what I heard from Kanye, he's not saying he supports Donald Trump's actions and decisions.
But you are taking away the politics of the most powerful man in the United States that are made up of his character. His character influences racism. You can't sit here and say if somebody's racist that doesn't affect their character. True or false? If you meet somebody, a white person, they come up and call you the like hard R. What the fuck are you gonna do? You gonna clock them in the fucking face?
I'm not, cause what that mean to me?
Well, see, that's you.
That's
I mean, I'm not. Yeah, but I'm not. I'm not.
I'm
that-
saying-
'cause,
No,
like,
but,
what
like,
Kanye
that's
is like
exactly
turn.
my
It's like
point, bro.
you can't.
Two different
Like,
people in that
Yeah,
instance.
yeah.
no, I'm saying that you can cloud the nigga, but if I choose not to, meaning I'm not saying the bigger person situation. That
Yo,
just
you are
what I'm
completely
saying
not,
is it
but
just
you are
shows how
taking-
little of a person you
Yo,
are.
No,
not
it don't.
me.
No, it
I'm
don't.
not saying.
Oh, you
no,
talking
I'm
about
saying
no.
the person who called me.
Here's
Yeah,
the
but
thing: is
still.
you are pinpointing shit I'm saying and going off topic to make
You
yourself
said
right.
no. What you
No.
said is if a person walked up to me and called me.
I
the
was
word.
using an example,
So
bro.
I was answering your example.
Nah, because you took because the example was used as for me to say like, no, it's not okay for you to be a prominent black man in the society and openly support somebody that's racist because I'm asking you, the example was if somebody uses hard R and they are racist, does that play a fact in their character and whether or not they're a shitty
Yes.
person? So then what the fuck?
What I'm saying is he just why I'm saying is he didn't support his action.
Okay, so the
because I'm
thing.
saying his actions intertwine with his character. If you are a racist, that has something to do with your character. You just said yes. His actions are racist. That means his character is shitty. Why the fuck are you friends with this person?
Yeah,
You
why
are ignorant
why
as
are you
shit.
supporting him? Because
You are ignorant as hell.
That's
what
the
that
good.
shit is.
That's
That is a
what
good
Kanye-
reason.
Character and racism go hand in hand. This is not a political debate. This is none of that. This is a social debate on whether or not we should have a shitty person in office.
And what I'm saying is I
and-
don't think Kanye's taking that stance. I think the stance Kanye's
That's
taking
the
is
issue.
I'm not going to let this.
But
I'm not gonna
that's
let
the
this
But
issue.
Kanye
hold
is
me
just
back.
making this
Ignoring his
about
character.
Kanye though, like. and
But he's
it's-
saying for the world. What
and
he's
it's
saying
bigger
is what
than that.
Kanye is trying to get. Well, we can take that and hold that. Like I think Kanye is one of those. I'm not gonna let this. How you feel about this hold me back and stop me from what I got to do and where I got to get. That's what I'm saying. Kanye's
I mean,
whole thing.
plus
is.
I
So-
think
I
Kanye's
understand
in
everything
control,
y'all
though, and
saying.
He did this shit just
But
for,
what I'm
like,
saying is-
publicity on some real shit.
What I'm saying, I understand everything y'all saying, but what I'm saying is I'm not talking from my perspective because this was something Kanye said. So I'm okay. Why did he say that?
Okay, I get you.
I'm not.
Publicity,
Y'all,
bro.
everybody else is thinking
So-
from
Publicity.
No, everybody else is thinking
That's
from
what I
Agreed.
said.
why
I think it's publicity,
So
bro.
you-
I
That's
think
why
it's
I-
them.
man, I said
thousands
that-
of
That's what I
bro.
say.
Listen.
Your
I said in
everybody
the
else's
beginning he does
perspective.
things for attention.
Yeah, and so like back to
So-
your original question of
Yeah.
whether we can separate
Kanye's
like
always
the
done
artists
stuff for
from
attention.
like I agree with you. Sometimes we do hold them on too high of a pedestal. Like Kendall Jenner, for example, you know that all like y'all know about that Pepsi commercial
Yeah.
where she like walked forward and like united like the whites and the blacks, whatever that bullshit was,
Right,
right?
yeah.
Mhm.
She got fucking persecuted for that, and like
Yeah.
I understand that, but that was like such a minuscule like
I think.
she, you know, like
Yeah.
that to me.
Mhm.
Like that pedestal that she was on for like that doesn't matter to me, but like yo, in the state that our country is in right now, like for you to go out and openly support, and I know you're saying he's not supporting his politics, but this man's politics and his character go hand in hand.
They do.
So for the fact that you are sitting here and supporting an openly racist person, there are instances where we do need to hold people that are in positions to influence society in a higher standard, just based off like GP, because like he has one of the most prominent followings out of like anybody in the game, right? So he should be using that to influence especially your community in a better way, and he's not. And like that is his responsibility.
Yeah.
But you guys,
As a
that's what
public
I'm saying
figure.
is, as a public, whether we want them to or not, that's up to the person whether they want to or not. We
Okay,
can want them.
I
to.
agree with
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Like,
well,
yeah,
of course,
I agree with
we
that.
should
I
hold
agree
them
with that.
accountable.
I agree with that.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Of course, we should hold them
agree with that.
accountable, but whether we want to or not, it's up to them.
Yeah.
I agree.
We can hold them accountable, but whether we up to,
At the
it's
same
not their
time,
responsibility
though, boss,
because they
bro,
don't want to.
At the same time, like
That's a
like
responsibility.
she just said, like he got a more prominent following, bro. So you have more of a voice than like most people have. You feel me? So like you
And if
do
you're
at
friends with
some
the
point need to
president, why
use
don't
your
you use
stature to
that
like
voice?
affect
That's
it.
what I'm saying. I agree with
but
that.
if you
But what I'm
legit
saying
are
is,
friends with the president, why don't you sit in a room with him and be like, "What the fuck are you doing, locking kids up in cages? Like, why are cops all of a sudden like pulling black people over and saying, nah, like we're chill with white people, or like I'm gonna shoot you? Like
and
I've
that's what
seen
I
a
mean.
video where
This
a
is
cop is
stuff
pulled out.
that's been happening. It's just a
Yeah.
bigger magnifying glass on it.
That's true.
This has been happening.
Nah,
No,
but
we-
you don't
we-
even understand the murder rates.
Ooh,
in
we know that,
the murder
but
rates in
It-
inner cities have
it
gone up
has
20% since
but
he's been in
what
office.
I can say
That's what
about
I'm saying,
like
it's
yo,
gonna
when
continue to
Obama was
get
in
worse.
office, that was like completely like cut down,
I
and we
don't know
can't.
about that.
I can like legit
Mhm.
on some real shit.
I see
bro,
more
like,
of it
As far
happening.
as
I
what?
don't
Hold
think
on.
I,
The Trayvon
I
Martin.
honestly do not think that I did, bro. Like
The
I
Trayvon
have
Martin
not
stuff
seen.
and all that happened while Obama was on.
Yes,
But that
and
wasn't him. That was on white. That was white on black crime.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that was
I'm
like
talk-
white hatred.
I'm talking like
against,
legit,
police,
like
and then just
with the police, like legit, like harassing and doing all this stuff that's been caught on video and everything
So
like
this
that, and all
Freddie
these
Gray and all
viral
this
It
other
has
kind of
videos.
gotten
stuff.
worse.
So this
that
Freddie
has
Gray
a-
and all this other kind of stuff wasn't under Obama.
No. That's not
What
what
he-
I'm
that's what
saying.
he's
What I'm
saying.
saying is
You're
like
more
legit
listening.
with the once again like, and we're talking about legit just with the police stuff, bro. Like, fucking the police brutality and all this stuff with in dealing with especially black men, bro. We have not seen like it go as viral as it has been going with since. Bro, got
And
no
Vine
That's what I'm
and
saying.
Twitter
Well,
and
for
all
that,
that.
right,
It's
that's what I'm
not,
saying.
but
That's
you
a-
gotta
that's a real
understand.
thing.
I'm understanding.
Those
What I'm
apps
saying
have
is
been in
before
use
the
for
Freddie Gray,
15
before
years.
those situations, that's when those situations happen. That's when now we finna start pulling out and happening.
Yeah.
It's been happening. I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying. Of course, we're gonna see it go more viral now because we're gonna hold y'all accountable. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. But the situations been happening. There's nothing
Since the
new. Is
90s.
what I'm
you
saying.
can't deny that the situation has also gotten worse.
It's-
That's what I
Yeah.
said. That's why I said. That's why I said it's been happening. You just going to get it even
No,
more
but
now.
I mean,
No,
bro,
you're
I
saying
guarantee
that-
your mama is scared, bro, that you might get
That's
pulled
what
the
I'm
fuck over
saying. No,
and
no,
shot,
no,
bro.
that's what I'm
Like,
saying. I'm saying it's just
No,
going to continue
no,
to
but
show
what you
more.
are saying is like it has plateaued, and like I have done my research. Like this is a field that I love politics. It's just a weird thing that I love. The murder rates between cops and any minority have increased.
Yeah, that's what I'm
since
saying.
Trump's
I said
in
it
office.
increased. I said it's going to continue to get worse, and it's going to continue to get more videos. So that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the fact that it's always
it's
happening.
getting worse.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
what I'm saying.
so with this person being in office and it's getting worse, bro, that should let you know something right there.
That's what I'm saying.
That's-
all right.
It's-
So
that's up to
let's
the
go back
person,
to the
we can
question.
hold them accountable all we want them to, but at the end of the day, that's up to whether he came in here
But the
wanting
question was,
to do
should
that.
we hold them
That's
accountable?
what I said.
The
We
question
could hold
was,
them accountable, but what
So
is
if
it
we
gonna
do
solve?
hold them accountable,
okay,
I
could
mean,
or
I
should?
think we
Like you're not
should.
still not
That's what I'm
answering
saying.
the
I said
question.
we
You
should.
still
I
should.
I said we should. Like
I don't think
10,000
people
times.
understand how media, your guys' comments on Instagram, whether they're trolls or not, the mentions on Twitter, the comments on YouTube, the fans do affect
Yeah.
how some of these guys move.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that some cocky one could be like, "No, not me." No, it does, because if your fans, you put out some bullshit, your fans gonna let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you say
Definitely.
if you say some bullshit, your fans will let you know, or the people who are watching you, because they are waiting for an artist to slip up.
Yeah.
For them to say something. So I think nowadays, in today's social climate, it may change. We do need to hold them accountable. If you're able to sit there on Twitter and say something about one subject,
Mm-hmm.
then somebody else should be able to reply to you
Yeah.
on a social platform, and then at the level that you have. So, I mean, I think we do need to hold them accountable. That's just
I
my
think
opinion.
we do
I don't
just
think
because
we
of like your stature, bro, where you like legit sit and you have like a voice that like a lot of people don't have, bro. Like your voice make up millions of voices, bro.
Mm.
Literally,
like-
just you being one person, bro. Like you make up millions of people. Like
Yeah.
you definitely need to be held a little bit more like responsible for that. And
I
I'm
feel-
not saying like that's your obligation at all. That's not his
Yeah,
obligation
nah, but-
whatsoever. But like, it is something that like you do need to think about, bro. Being who you are.
Yeah, and like I said before, like yeah, I understand like they're not obligated to do it in any way, shape, or form, but like
Mhm.
when you choose that career path, you have to be prepared
'Cause
for it.
I don't know. I feel like that shit is. It's like there's people that needs to entertain, and then there's people who entertains and speak on stuff like that. And I don't think
I agree with that.
it shouldn't be just
I
like.
agree. I've never heard Travis Scott say shit. But like what I'm saying is the
Well-
people that do speak out.
Mhm.
I'm not talking about the people that don't speak out. I don't expect everybody to speak out.
Okay.
But if you do speak out, don't be fucking ignorant.
Right.
Yeah, at least be
That's all
knowledgeable.
it
of
is.
it.
Yeah. I mean that's true. I agree.
And that's something
I agree with
Kanye
that.
not doing right now.
And
You're not
Kanye
being
is a
knowledgeable
very
about your
ignorant-
I feel
subject.
like-
And then this is the thing. I think my bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
With the artists too, a lot of artists do spend all day in the studio.
Yeah.
All day and all night.
That's your job.
So sometimes they may not be as caught up,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
you
Then
know.
don't speak on it.
Yeah, and certain things. So I know some of them do get caught off guard at certain interviews at red carpets. You can see the look on their faces like a deer in headlights.
Yeah.
They're like, oh,
Wait, what?
Wait,
Where that
yeah,
come
yeah,
from?
You're
yeah.
like,
Like,
shit, I don't know.
yeah,
I've been in the studio my whole life.
Yeah,
Like, you
so
know?
I mean, some we do like y'all said. If they do speak up on it, at least be knowledgeable, bro. Don't go out there looking ignorant.
Yeah, for real.
Mhm.
At least.
Because that's the thing that like
look
pisses me
stupid
off
at the end of
most.
the
Is
day.
like he just looks dumb, and it's like, you know, how dumb can you be?
So
You're
let's-
Kanye West.
So let's go to Nicki.
Hmm.
Nicki's first week sales.
Super crazy.
It's not gonna beat out Cardi's.
Like
How
I
much was
say,
Cardi's?
I just saw the thing, bro, that said she was about
The
to
only
dethrone
reason Cardi
Astro
would
World.
beat Nicki
Yeah.
Minaj is because she's with the
Yeah.
Migos and she's pulling all the Migos fans. That is the only reason she would ever get a like.
Cardi.
You know, she's
Cardi
not as good
first.
as Nicki.
Cardi first number sales were 255, and then for pure total sales it was 105.
Okay.
So it would be like 105 albums. So like
Yeah.
if you say that, and then for Nicki's, it was 135, 150k total activity, 45 to 55k total album sales. So what happened?
Like I said, I think Cardi pulled all of the Migos fans. I think
Mhm.
people listen to Cardi because she's married to what's his face, Offset, right? That's the one, not
Yeah.
Quavo. Yeah, okay, I get them mixed up all the time. But like, I honestly think like that's literally why. Like, I mean, that's why she is where she is in the rap game right now because of who she chose to marry. She was just smart.
Is the throne about to be?
No.
dethroned?
No.
Nah.
Hell no.
It's still Nicki's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean,
Cardi B is just a trend.
Nicki,
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
you think so?
I'm sorry.
like
She a
I
trend.
said
Yeah.
yesterday, Cardi B a social media star. They all die out.
Definitely.
You know.
So I mean, was there anything you think that Nicki did wrong on this? Not the album, but as
There are
far
Yes.
as
couple
like
songs
marketing,
that I just like don't like.
and I mean songs too,
Like-
marketing songs.
Like there are just
promotion.
a few songs that like
I just thought she should have like rapped
rap
more.
Yeah, she
You know what I'm saying?
sang
As
too
opposed
much,
to
did
like all that
extra shit.
pop shit that she came in with, like that song with Ariana Grande. I ain't
It's
really
'cause
like
they're
that.
little
It was
But,
like,
BFFs, you know?
but see, the way she put it together was smart because the way she can push that album, you could literally play that whole album anywhere.
yeah.
So I mean, it was smart from that standpoint, which has always been her marketing move. But I feel like, yeah, I agree with y'all. She should have rapped just a little bit more.
So like we saying like fucking Nicki Minaj is transitioning into a pop star.
No, she's been a pop star.
I
Okay,
think
yeah.
she been a pop
I
star.
don't think that's just. I think that's just Young Money's thing.
Yeah.
More like
Yeah,
Wayne
'cause
said,
Drake
we're
is
not.
too.
We're focused on making Young Money. We're focused on making superstars.
Yeah.
That's why you have a group full of.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
Think
Like
superstar is different
I
than
don't
pop
think
star,
fucking
too.
like Drake is a nah, Drake is a pop star. I feel like Nicki Minaj was a superstar within like hip hop as opposed to like being a pop star.
Yeah.
But like your name is gonna always be known because you are the dominant and prominent female rapper.
Yeah.
There's nobody like topping you, right? Like,
So you don't think
and
you
it
don't,
hasn't been for a very long time.
so in the near future you don't see anybody surpassing Nicki in any form of fashion?
No, I'm not saying that. Like there's always.
Well, I
Like,
mean, it was a
shit-
question.
There's always
It was
people
it
on
was
the
a
come up.
question. It wasn't in a.
Yeah,
it was a
yeah.
question,
Like
yeah.
no. I do like, you know what I'm saying? Because like nobody is gonna like stay on top forever. There's no possible way.
Nope.
Jay Z,
But-
Beyonce.
Nope.
Nah,
Nope.
like
Nope. Nope.
nah. Don't get me wrong. Like they stature and who they are allow them to do what they
Well,
do
Be-
and
they
charge
gonna
what they
be on
charge.
Mount
Well,
What
Be-
about
You know what I'm
their-
saying? They're gonna be
Beyonce
on
what
Mount
about their,
Rushmore,
like-
but like as far as like the top in the game right now, that is Aubrey Graham. Come on now, bro.
Well, I mean,
I
that's
mean, if we talk his stats, yes, but I'm just saying like Jay Z, Beyonce is Jay Z and Beyonce. They hold
Yeah,
that
that's what I'm
title
saying,
of
they can't be
greatest.
topped.
Yeah, they
You
can't be
know,
topped
like,
in our
Yeah, they-
generation.
they
In
got
our
that
generation.
title.
No, yet. Not all generation, just yet. I'm still coming out.
I feel it. I feel it.
That's a thousand. I feel you on that one.
But yeah,
But it's gonna take a lot more to like.
Dethrone
And then
Nicki
again,
than that.
why
You know what I'm
don't-
saying?
what I'm
Like-
saying about it, when you talk about great, you can't really mention numbers.
you
Because
can't
The metrics change.
That's true.
all the
I
time.
mean,
That no, you can't talk about numbers and
But
like,
you
rate. You
can,
can't,
bro.
What I'm saying,
No.
you can't in like music. You can't talk
Skill.
about the way the sales are different from back when you had all these older artists selling.
well, I mean, that's
records.
why. I mean,
And that's
you
why I say you
progress.
can, and that's why I say you can, because like okay, so even
then
to
the-
refer back to like
okay.
Jay-Z and Beyonce, right? So these are people that were selling millions of like albums when albums and CDs were a thing.
I got you right here. Think about if they had the internet back then, how much more records they
Yeah,
but
a lot
look
more.
at how
That's why I'm
many.
saying you
But
can't
look at how many they
numbers.
still selling
That's
with
what I'm
having
saying.
the internet.
But
You
it's
feel
a
me?
different time now. They had when they were in their prime when they first started, like how Drake is right now. Back when Jay-Z had like Blueprint, and if he had the internet then plus how he was then,
But he
it'd have
doesn't
been
need
bigger.
it, bro.
Back
That's what's so
then,
brilliant.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't need it. He did it.
No,
but he
even
didn't
right
need it.
now, even right now, like
It's a
because
different time.
okay,
It's a
reasonable,
different- that's what I'm saying. It's a
reasonable
different
doubt, bro.
time.
Reasonable doubt is what Jay-Z's first album.
Yeah.
He does not have that on Apple Music. You want to know why? Because people still go on iTunes and buy that bitch,
No,
bro.
because it's on title.
Exactly.
He didn't want it on.
It's
iTunes.
on title, but you can still. You're
But
still
see-
the only way to get it with having an iPhone. You can go on iTunes and buy it,
Yeah.
and people still buy that album. And when did it come out? '98.
But it's not as relevant as it was back.
People
98.
still buying it though.
I know, but it's not as relevant. What I mean, the relevance.
Jay-Z
of it.
is relevant.
I know, but I'm saying the
So
relevance
all of his body of work will
the
be
relevance
relevant.
of Reasonable Doubt when it dropped then, 1998. No, it wasn't. It was 90. It wasn't even 98. It was 94.
Was it
Reasonable Doubt.
94?
I don't think it was 94.
I don't think
I
it
can't
was
remember.
94, bro.
It
I
was
think
no,
I think that's
96,
way.
96. It dropped 96. When Reasonable dropped 96, the impact it had then isn't the same impact as it would have on today because it's a different generation. The way we consume Jay-Z ain't the way they consume Jay-Z back
That's
then.
facts.
So that's why you can't base it off numbers because the metrics are different, the generation's different.
But
we
I
don't
think
listen
it
to Jay-Z
does
like we
have
listen to
the
Drake
only
right
reason
It
now.
doesn't, because I mean, people nowadays even say 444 is trash. You gotta think about that.
Okay, I feel you on that one. But at the same time, even speaking on metrics numbers, that still went platinum. But what
I mean-
but look, speaking on like the whole back to the reasonable doubt thing, the reason I will say like it is because like those people that were listening to that album that had it so impactful in their lives, especially like the teenagers at the time. They are the ones that are they have like iPhones, they got Androids and shit now, so they going right back in and they're buying that album. That's not something that they forgot about. That's not something. That's why Tupac's still like relevant, bro. That's why he's still popping, bro. That's why Tupac's is still selling, bro. Because like legit, that is still something that is relevant to you. You never forgot about that.
You can go to iTunes, Apple Music, but Tupac's music is all over like, YouTube
Yeah.
for free.
That's facts.
So that's where they
That's
come
facts.
from. That's still too. But like what I'm saying is like the metrics and like measuring how music was sold then versus how music is sold now versus we have thousands of avenues to make music now and a bigger platform. Like we don't need an industry now to be able to get out.
Yeah.
Back then you had to go through.
You had to like get signed and all that. Yeah.
Get signed, and then you had to go out and.
I totally
And
agree
I
with you,
completely
but, like,
agree
I
with
agree
that.
him too because like yeah, like there was a different metric system like back then. There will be a new one in 10 years. There will, like it is an always changing scale. So I believe that the numbers game like does have something to do with your value like in the game. And I think if we are talking about how there are different metric systems, you can't measure what they did back then to like our metric system now. You have to measure it to the metric system back then, like you do with Michael Jordan. You don't compare him to people today.
That's what I'm
I mean,
saying.
like but they
That's what I'm
compare
saying.
LeBron to. But that's what I'm like. That's my whole
What-
point. Is like there's a different metric system back then there is now. They don't pull
Yes.
up stats like as if Michael, like
Then the
that
rules
type
were
of shit.
different,
Yeah.
But like
and
I
all this
do
other stuff,
think
so
that
it's
like
hard.
your
Yeah.
value and your number game like have something to do with your value because like we were talking about yesterday, boys. Lil Xan cannot charge the same that Trippie Redd can. He will not sell out if he charges $50 fucking dollars. You
Yeah.
know, like
I think that's
it's
with
just a
music, too.
thing.
It's not just
But
with-
like that has to do with your value, and that's like a numbers game.
Yeah, that's why like
I think
these.
that's
That's
just
why they
like
still can go on the stage and
talent.
charge $1 million,
I
bro.
think that has more so to deal with like the talent, and you can't do like Trippie Redd and Lil Xan because the music from Trippie Redd is better, so that's why it's not.
But that's what
selling
I'm
$50
saying.
tickets.
His value,
Yeah, that's what I'm
exactly.
saying. So
His
the
value is
That's why
higher
I
in
meant
the
about
rap
the
game.
impact about Jay-Z when Reasonable Doubt dropped then, the way they were on the Reasonable Doubt is the same way we would be on a Views or
But
a
boss,
Scorpion now.
I believe like if it didn't have that much impact, Jay-Z wouldn't be able to like charge $1 million before he stepped on the stage. Like if it didn't carry that much weight, he wouldn't be able to go like, shit. Oh, you want me to perform at the Super Bowl? Nah, bro, I'm good.
He could.
But it's catalog.
What?
Yeah, he could. He still could. He
But
got
what,
that.
really,
He got
bro?
that.
Like if
And
that
then
if
it's
that
Jay-Z's
weight didn't
business
carry
now.
over, he would be able to do
And
that.
Yeah.
As far as
Jay-Z
Nah,
built
I
his
don't
thing
think
off
so.
that.
I don't think because that's
It's
why
all
Justin
that.
Timberlake fucking like performed at the Super Bowl, bro. Like if the weight from fucking Crimea River had carried over the way that you wanted it to, bro, like you would have looked. Nah, I'm good, bro.
But
I don't
see,
want to
then, too,
perform
you
that.
can't say that because Jay-Z didn't accept everything he was given.
Well,
time. He choose what he wants.
Yeah,
to do.
well, Jay-Z has this deal now with Live Nation,
Yes.
where it's like a $200 million deal,
Mhm.
and he's basically on tour damn near, probably on tour the rest of his life, until he paid it off.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a good deal though. Still, 200 million, nigga, shit. Like, I mean, it Capote,
That's 200 shows
Yeah.
for this man.
yeah,
You can do 100 shows in a year.
yeah. So that's why he just came back from the 444 tour. Now he back on the road tour.
And he
Like,
on the road, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they
legit,
probably would-
and he don't step on the stage for
Yeah.
less than $1 million. So obviously some type of weight carried over and some type of effect for you to be able to charge this money because like honestly, who else is charging that money, bro? For
it's only
you know
a
what I'm
couple
saying?
people.
Yeah.
to step foot on the stage, bro, like you can
Couple.
legit say I'm not going to put a
Yeah.
foot. I will not.
But what I'm saying-
Beyonce won't even sing 16
What I'm-
bars for less than
All
$1
I'm
million.
saying is
Like,
about
what is
the
we
numbers.
talking?
All I'm saying is about the numbers is the platform. They didn't have as big as a platform as a Drake has now.
Yeah.
It was harder to get it out. So if they could have got music,
But that's why their
no, no,
value is higher
That's what I'm
because
saying.
Jay-Z. But that's what I'm
It's
saying is
limited.
it's still a numbers game
Yeah,
though
that's what I'm
because
saying.
back then like Jay-Z popped off like Drake popped off now, right? Like Jay-Z, in terms back then, if we had like what we have now, he would have hit platinum before he dropped anything. He would have
Yes.
based off streams. So that's like where the numbers game
Shit,
still
fucking
comes
Jay-Z
into play.
said he sold $1 million out the trunk of his fucking car,
Exactly,
bro.
but
So he
that's
Yeah.
why.
So
But
he
that's
went
why the
platinum
numbers
before
matter.
he
Bigger
even.
But you just have
know
to
what I'm saying,
change
with
the
mainstream.
numbers for the time.
But that's what I'm saying. What can I say?
Are you saying like if Jay-Z dropped now,
The,
he would be bigger than he was when he dropped in '95?
Because I don't think that's
no,
the
I'm
case.
saying. What I'm saying is when you like how the records, how Drake broke the 100 million records with the streams.
Yeah.
You don't think that would have been if it was the same platform that somebody else would have did that before Drake?
That's what I'm saying. Is
Okay,
I think
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Yeah,
if we speaking just off like the stream standpoint of it, yes, you are correct. But like honestly, it's better that like he came from what he came from because like what you did, bro, generated more revenue as opposed to
And
like
it made
streams
him a
because we all know
businessman,
like
not
Yeah,
a
streams.
making
That's what
money
I'm
off
saying.
these
I'm just saying,
streams,
as,
bro.
like, if
Like
we
that's
base
what
it
like a
off-
tenth of a cent,
That's what
bro.
I'm saying.
Like
Like if we base it off, like, can we base these people's level of greatness off numbers versus you have these older rappers who are better than newer rappers
But that was
today.
my point.
But if we base it off numbers, some of these people sell more than
Well-
the older
No, but that
artists
was my
did.
point of saying we need a different scale for each different
Yeah, I'm
generation
saying you
because it's
can't
still
have-
like it's still a
I
numbers
think
game. You
honestly,
just have to
all
like
of that
split.
is
So
in
like
within the same thing. I think
But-
like your skill, your
no,
value,
but
your
that's
worth, all of that.
literally
Because
plays
it's
into,
the
like,
same.
exactly what
It's
I'm
you
saying,
can't. People
though.
can't be sent. It's let's say basketball. Ain't nobody finna say. I don't know, Jerry. Not Jerry West.
Ain't
I don't know,
nobody gonna
it's
say
some.
motherfucking what's homie what is my nigga's
Well,
name,
like
bro, that
so,
played for
LeBron can go
Dallas?
into any. LeBron can go into any league and
Um,
dominate.
Jason Terry. Nobody's
Yeah.
gonna say Jason Terry is the greatest motherfucking basketball player of all time, but they gonna definitely throw Kobe, LeBron, and Michael in there.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, it's just.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
But that's what I'm saying. But how can you give one person that title when the level of, what I'm saying is how can you give one person that title when the level of competition were different, the
Yeah.
rules were different.
because
can't-
But that's
I
my
mean,
your
point of
only way-
having
what
a
I'm
different
saying is-
scale
your
for the
accomplishments,
numbers
bro.
game.
That's what I'm saying. But how that one spot as the greatest? How can you give one person
can't.
that one spot?
Saying the greatest, bro, I think is really just an
There's
argument
a
in
scale
everybody.
of
But
how great you can be.
But honestly, I don't think you can really sit down and come to a conclusion in the end about who is the greatest of all
That's what
time.
I mean.
I don't think you can.
I think like there's multiple like greats, and I just think it's a
It's a
line
great in
that
each
like legit
generation. That's
what I
separate
mean.
like
That's-
the people that are gonna be considered goats and the people that are just like okay, you got rich and famous, bro.
Yeah, that's
Like
what I mean.
Eminem, Lil Wayne,
Wait.
Jay-Z, Tupac,
I can
Biggie,
finish.
people like that are gonna sit in that goat Nas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
but
gonna sit right
They
there.
were.
Lil Pump, Smoke Perp, fucking Lil Xan, Trippie Redd, y'all got rich and famous. That's cool, bro.
But
They're
that's what I'm
fake.
saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
They're in the
If
middle of their
greatest,
careers right
why
now.
aren't
We
basing it
gonna
off
hold off
talent,
on
not
that.
numbers?
Yeah.
True.
Because they
I
were
can't speak
also
off y'all
Because
career.
no,
greater
because your number game like has. I understand what you're coming from with the talent, right? But if we are rating the greatest in the game, you have to take all of the game into account. You cannot
No,
just take
Ain't
no.
no
So-
sales is a
so
part
if
of
we're
it.
basing it off
No, you
numbers-
gotta go. You can only go
So
by
listen,
talent.
If we
You
basing it off
cannot.
numbers,
People
why are we
have-
basing it off
people have
numbers?
paid-
Because there's
All right,
some
hold
people
on,
that are
hold
more
on. Hey,
talented
all right,
than,
hold
like,
on,
people
hold on.
that are
Stop.
big.
Let's
People
stop.
pay for that though.
Let's
People-
stop,
If we base
and
it
then
off
let's
numbers,
come back.
wait, hold on, let me get this out.
All
If
right.
we base off numbers, 6ix9ine sell more than most Def is.
I'm not
Most
saying
Def
base
better
it
than
off
6ix9ine.
completely numbers.
Okay.
I'm saying you need a mix.
We can stop it.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll stop it, and then we'll come back. Did you start it? Oh, this is an interesting conversation. I think is, can we consider these two artists goats in some form or fashion? We may not like them personally. I think the media, especially because we kind of joke on them nowadays.
Yeah.
If you notice from like Instagram and Twitter, it's just
They
like,
trolls.
yeah, people laugh at them now. Like, and actually, that was one of the greatest interviews I ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I don't even care if it was real or not. But these two, like, they set like a standard, I think, for how certain artists are coming out nowadays. And really, they were really the only two their age doing it at some point. And they were selling.
Let's not leave out Romeo.
He wasn't doing that like that.
Romeo and like Bow Wow.
Well, hold on.
They did, but he
so
wasn't
we talking about Soulja Boy and Bow Wow. Soulja Boy and
You know
Bow Wow
Romeo
have
my
a
favorite.
certain impact. I think that a lot of people who are in their mid 20s or early 20s until the late or mid 30s.
Yeah.
That
Soulja Boy.
yeah, Soulja Boy and Bow Wow, they have that impact on the people that's in their early 20s to mid 30s.
I
I
can tell
think.
you this though.
But I haven't seen. I mean, we've seen certain artists, but I haven't seen anybody their age on that caliber that has like
Because
touched what
if you
they
look
did.
at it, music
Wayne.
wouldn't be what it is today without Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy is who showed the industry how to capitalize off the internet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yes,
with
yes,
you.
yes.
To
Well,
do
He's
that.
Lil B's
Like-
dad or
like-
brother.
like it's a
Let me get
story
what you
that everybody tells. Like you go on either LimeWire or BearShare. I don't know if y'all remember those.
Yeah.
They're like, you can download music, movies, whatever off of them, and you try to go download a Lil Wayne song, and you open up Soulja Boy, and you're like, yo, what the hell? But now you heard it or whatever, because that's how he used to do his music, or how people used to put his music. They would put another name on it. They would put like 50
Yeah, me too.
or whatever, and then you open it, and it's Soulja Boy. Tell him, crank that.
Yeah.
So now it's in your head. You already got on your computer. You might as well listen to it. And now next thing you know, this is when like YouTube started popping.
Mm-hmm.
You start seeing these videos of everybody doing a dance,
Yeah.
and it just
You.
and it just went from there. It just blew up.
Yo, we had these like 6th grade teaching the class like how to do shit project, and I like cooked, and I remember this like one dude, Tommy Funk, I even remember his fucking name, like big ass kid, came in and taught everybody how to do crank that. Soulja Boy was
Yeah,
the best
I
thing
remember
in
being
my
in
life.
gym, but not gym. No, actually no. I can't.
If we do that, we really got to give Soulja Boy ghost status.
What?
No dancers were like. I mean, dancers was like that, but like these
He
dance
started
trends.
those.
Nah.
Soulja Boy started.
Soulja
that.
Boy
Yeah,
is
he
just a
did.
really
Soulja
good
Boy
marketing
started these
Yeah.
dance trends.
Who
He
did
brought
it
it-
before him?
He brought
MC
it.
Hammer?
Well, he brought it back.
Okay.
Nobody was
That
doing
was like
Jackson?
15
That was
years in
like-
between though.
And
MC
Soulja Boy
Hammer?
brought it because then you had
No.
you had Soulja Boy, you had the Whoop
Crazy
Rico, you
Legs?
had Nene.
Are you telling me people weren't trying to do the moonwalk way before Soulja Boy?
I'm sure I was
But
gonna say
he
Michael,
didn't
Michael
make it.
Jackson?
It wasn't like
I
that.
would I would say Soulja Boy is the first to make it trendy.
That's why I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
MC Hammer?
No,
No, no,
trendy
no.
as
Everybody can do.
So-
What I mean is, Soulja Boy was somebody to make a dance or something go viral that everybody can do.
Mhm.
And everybody wanted to do.
everybody can't.
MC Hammer.
Nobody, and not everybody wanted to do that.
The
Nobody, everybody
moonwalk.
wasn't doing the fucking Hammer
Michael
dance.
Jackson.
Not
Well,
everybody
well,
can do the
okay,
moves.
that's
Everybody
15.
was
Not
doing
So
it.
everybody
That was just
can do,
something
but
that
everybody
amazed
tried.
people. But I'm saying was the fact that the Soulja Boy started. There
He
was
made
like
a dance
there
so
was a,
easy that
okay.
anybody could do it.
Well,
and
he
look
started
up,
it for
like,
the
I got
internet
you,
age.
but-
No, what I'm saying is
Yeah,
you had
he
the
did.
moonwalk. You had the moonwalk. But what trend did it set? You had the Soulja Boy. You had the Whoop Rico. Then you had like stuff like the Nene, and then this, and then this. What I'm saying was
Stanky
Soulja
leg,
Boy.
all
You
that
have to
shit.
give
I feel
Soulja Boy
you.
that GOAT title for that.
Okay,
Facts.
yeah, because you had cranked that back.
He's a trendsetter and a
You
really
know what I mean?
Spider-Man.
like
Crank
he's
that
just like
dance
a
that you
really
had.
good marketing person.
Yeah, he was
like
smart.
he
Spider-Man,
he
crank
literally
that
was
gang.
just smart.
Mhm.
That's what I mean.
That's what that shit was. But like I wouldn't make him a goat because like
He
here's the thing, like we said, it's like 30-70, 70 talent, 30 money. Like I just think that Soulja Boy was really good at marketing. That's what I think. Like I don't think he was all that talented. I honestly I just think that he was really smart and really good at marketing and knew like the age that we were coming into.
question.
what I mean,
So
goat
you
in
wouldn't
that
consider
aspect.
Little B a goat?
I would.
No.
No.
That's where
What?
it came from.
No.
That's where all this. Style
The
came from.
reason why everything is going on now, the reason why Drake is sort of
That
making
makes
these
you a trendsetter. That doesn't make you a goat.
Yeah.
Little B,
Trendsetter and goat are
little-
very different.
hold on, Little
That
B,
is
if y'all pulling numbers in
Hey,
now,
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. You better watch out, Lil B might curse you.
that one,
Yo,
Hey.
I don't want
No,
no
I'm
smoke, bro.
saying-
No smoke at all.
Little B made the way
What
niggas
you
is
say?
rapping now. Little B
Yeah.
made the way niggas is marketing now. Little B made the trends that's going on. Little B, the reason why. All right,
Whoa.
We-
If
come
that's
on
the
now,
case, So
what?
so we saying like Soulja Boy ain't make that shit as well?
so
Not
come
music.
on now,
Not music, just the dances.
just the dance.
Really?
And
he
marketing? What
but
about
dancing-
marketing?
dancing
That's
Wow.
what I
and
was gonna say.
marketing-
Like
that's what I'm saying,
we
dancing and
you
marketing,
literally
like, when
just said like
he said
Soulja
like
Boy shows you
music.
how to capitalize
Yeah.
off
Like
this
when
marketing with the
Lil
internet.
B came out, music changed completely.
Music
You
change.
heard Soulja Boy's music change from Lil B.
I ain't gonna even lie to you.
Really?
I ain't gonna even lie to you. I think
Honestly,
I
bro,
might
like,
have heard
Wayne
3
is
Lil
these
B
niggas,
songs in
like,
my
fuck-
whole
Listen.
lifetime
We not doing
because when I heard him on Lil Wayne's No Ceilings, was that No Ceilings?
No,
Lil B.
sorry for the wait. Sorry
Was
for
it
the
Lil
wait.
B? That I'm
Yeah,
sorry for the wait.
Sorry for the wait.
And he just did whatever the fuck he wanted to do,
Yeah.
and I was just like,
Listen,
but I
though.
only heard, but I know he was a troll at that time,
Yeah.
or one of the biggest trolls, and he had a following. So I couldn't.
So
Look,
think about how everybody
You gotta
acting now,
realize
though.
too, Lil
Yeah.
B was in that fucking
Oh,
van
true.
shit. That was Lil B. Got my Vans on.
Yeah, yeah, I
That
remember
was
that.
Lil B.
He
Okay.
putting on he changed way.
Like okay.
Like anybody-
how?
I remember
How?
niggas.
How?
I remember niggas on the internet talking about Lil B come fuck my girl, and I was like,
One times two. Like,
Yeah,
like,
base,
bro.
sorry,
Come on.
yeah, base,
Yeah, base God
fuck
shit,
my
like-
bitch.
okay, yeah, that's like, what's wrong with you? But anyway,
Like,
That's what
he-
you had
he-
like that. It's like that, not hipster style shit,
Mhm.
but like sort of that type of shit.
Yeah, that's where Tyler came from. Lil B.
yeah.
Come on,
Okay.
Now,
Little
I had
B.
to cut, exactly. 'Cause I had to cut Tyler shit. I was like, what the fuck going on here? These niggas eating roaches and all
Yeah.
this other stuff.
Yeah,
But no,
Okay,
that,
so-
actually, we can't do that because that came from skateboarding.
Yeah,
Little
that's
B
what
was
I'm
in
saying.
skateboard. He was in skateboard culture.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's skateboard.
Oh, okay.
Little B
Alright,
on, yeah, it's
so-
skateboard culture. So
alright,
I can't necessarily get that to Lil B.
So we can't give Soulja Boy the GOAT status in any form or fashion, even when it comes to like marketing, right?
He's
It's
Now,
Lil-
you
When it
can't.
comes
He's a
to
trendsetter.
marketing,
So
Lil
he's a
B-
trendsetter.
Lil B
Hold on,
get it.
hold on,
Lil
let
B
me
got
talk.
to go.
In the marketing department, like, yes, I will give him like the goat, like in that department.
Okay.
Like, he was very fucking intelligent. He made a way for people to become viral with easy dances to match your music, so everybody want to be doing that shit,
Mhm.
like my 8th
Yeah.
grade middle school dance type shit, you know? Like, yeah, like he is a marketing genius, but like in the rap game as a goat, I don't think he is. But in marketing, fuck yeah, you can consider yourself a goat in marketing. I'll give you that.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
why Soulja Boy still got money.
All right, so let's go into
Very, very smart with that.
the next individual. I think so. In my opinion, I think this guy Bow Wow, Shad Moss, he was on his way to being what Drake is.
True.
Stop
True.
before everybody reacts.
True.
I know you was coming. So if you look at the, I'm not saying. So I'm looking at his status and who he was at that point. From my viewpoint as a teenager, I remember growing up under Bow Wow, like listening to. But I wasn't a big fan, but I did see the reactions that he
I was
had. So I think at some point he was on his way to being a Drake status, but he wanted to. He had been doing that type of music for the ladies so long,
You right.
and he did an interview when he talked about he did a song with 3 6
Yeah.
with Side to Side. He said, "Man, I just felt that so much." But Jermaine Dupri kept telling him, "No, this isn't you. It is you on the features, but you really do need to focus on what you've been doing already, because that's what's killing. That's what's making it killing." I don't know why he steered left at some point, but I think if he had continued down the road that he was on, he would have been on Drake status right now. He would have been one of at least top 5 in the game. I'm not saying
You-
lyrically,
You put it that way.
but I'm saying as an artist.
I feel you, but like I think, okay, I personally think that Little Bow Wow and Bow Wow are two different people.
But the one he's talking about is Little Bow
'cause
Wow.
Bow
Yeah.
Wow, come on, 'cause Bow Wow had Out of My System and all these R&B joints that was going everywhere.
But that
The
was
Sierra
one.
shit,
But that's
Like
one
You, all
album.
this.
That's one album, though. You
I
know
say
what
Bow
I'm
Wow
saying?
to 2010.
So if Bow Wow kept going to think, so what? If he kept doing this, in my opinion, if Bow Wow kept doing the R&B hits,
Yeah.
like the Out of My System, but if he kept coming every now and then with like the freshest I'm is,
Yeah.
and if he came with like doing the features like he did with the Side to Side, when you can talk your shit on the side,
Yeah.
every now and then, I think he would still be relevant nowadays.
Facts.
Yes, he would still be relevant, but like Drake status.
Yes, Drake said.
I think he would be Drake
I
status.
don't think so.
I think he
Because
would
I
be
think
Drake
it's
status.
it's the same case with Ja Rule.
Mm-hmm.
If
50
Ja Rule
killed Ja
Whoa,
Rule.
whoa,
though.
whoa.
Because listen,
50 killed.
if Ja Rule and 50 didn't get in that beef,
But he was in the
then-
beef with M too.
he was, but no, he only got in the beef with M because he said something later on about M. Because M was
Okay.
telling 50 not to do that,
Yeah,
but
okay.
until Ja said something about M.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if you look at that time and go back to the interviews, they even said Ja was the top selling artist. Nobody was fucking with.
But
Ja.
he had Ashanti on his back though.
He
with
did,
that.
but even with
did.
Ashanti, he had other shit too.
I mean, he
So-
did, but was it selling as high as?
Yes,
I don't
Okay.
think
The
like
whole complete
Ashanti
albums.
was
Okay.
like
Like,
what got Ja Rule.
It's also honestly like really hard for me to sit here and like compare somebody who didn't like who really didn't make it to Drake. Like,
But I mean,
you
if
know
you-
what I mean? Like, and I understand like in his
Yeah.
artistry, like if I agree with you, if he would have stuck with that lady shit, like he would be better than he is now, and he would be on a higher level, and he could possibly become a GOAT. However,
I think he is a GOAT.
I
in
think
a
Lil
form.
Bow Wow is
Yeah, that's
in a
that's
form or fashion
yeah.
because
Yeah,
of
that's
his
why I said I
talent
think
and
they're
shit.
two different people.
But like no,
But if you
like
say
He would've
I
Bow
don't
Wow, you
think
gotta
it's
say
fair
Jermaine
to like
Dupri.
sit here and like compare
Yes.
Drake to him.
So that's what I mean. You
Yes.
can't really say.
Well, I mean, they
I
both
don't
is
think
a
it's
GOAT,
Drake.
bro.
I don't
Definitely, I would
think that's
consider
fair to Drake.
Jermaine Dupri a GOAT because
It's
you
fair.
say you can't.
Look,
If
I'm
you
gonna
split
answer
them
that,
up,
but
if you say Little Bow Wow and Bow Wow, that's Jermaine Dupri, and then you get Bow Wow, where this sort of Bow Wow still doing Bow Wow, and he's actually can write on his songs now. So it's like two separate things. You have Lil Bow Wow who's not making
I-
these records.
Mhm.
But
These
I
Jermaine
agree.
Dupri's records.
I
Mhm.
agree with
True.
you on that
But
level,
like
but
honestly,
like
Lil Bow Wow was like something like bro, like that was
he was
more
popping
than
off.
just like a trend.
It
Like
was.
nigga, like
But it
you
was
made
Jermaine.
that basketball song that Curtis Blow had. You made that. Like,
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But he
And that's
still
what
had
Drake
that
does.
Out of my
Yeah.
system, like you, all these other kind of stuff too. But that's why when you get a Drake, and that's why I'm saying it's going to eventually get to the point where you're going to have somebody to surpass what these people do, because that's exactly what Drake has done. Drake has went and studied everybody's mistake, everybody's things. That's why he's marketing and he is the way he is. It's
Yeah.
all studying the game, being a student of the game. I'm going to learn why you did that, what fucked you up, and I'm going to learn.
And that's
I'm
So-
why
gonna
I
make
think he
mistakes.
made like the new album that he did too, like double sided, because like Bow Wow, like when he like switched over, like he didn't do any of his old shit. I think this was like Drake's way of like appealing to his entire audience. Because
Yeah.
there have been bitches for years that have been like, I want another slow
So
song.
so question
You know,
with
like-
as since Soulja Boy and Lil Bow Wow. So in my opinion, I think Soulja Boy might be a GOAT in one sense. I'm not saying he's a GOAT at like rapping or anything like that. But marketing wise, I think he
hell
was.
Yeah.
So
I give
especially
him
with that interview with the, cause bro,
that
that was the best.
Because
best-
if you do
yeah.
that, then you have to give Soulja Boy one of the biggest shows too. The
Yeah.
fight with Chris Brown, the etc. All this. Soulja Boy was always in the media.
Oh
That's
yeah,
always been
he
a
got
part
into
of
it about
Yeah.
too.
those
I
Mhm.
mean,
people's stuff.
and
then it's like those people's character. Like that's what I'm saying. For certain people, you have to be in front of the camera. Cardi B, you have to be in front of the
Yeah.
camera.
That's
Soulja
what
Boy,
you came
have
up
to
on,
be.
so
J.
you have
Cole,
to, yeah.
That's why you have a J. Cole and Kendrick who can sell those records and not. They don't have to.
cause
be
it,
in
yeah,
camera like
cause
that.
they never were. We never expected them to either.
Exactly.
Yeah. I feel you.
But with Bow Wow, I think
He has to be in front of the
yeah,
camera.
I give him a GOAT status in the sense of from the ages from 8 to 16.
Would I give him
Mhm.
for being the first? I give Bow Wow Ghost status for being the first one to do what he done.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why.
For a child,
okay.
hip hop.
Child,
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
right,
why.
yes.
That's the only reason.
Yeah.
I
We
give Bow
haven't
Wow
seen
Ghost
that.
status.
We haven't seen that
Yep.
since of somebody that age, that young,
But that's
except for
why I
Justin
brung
Bieber.
up
But that's
like
pop.
Romeo,
Jermaine
though.
Dupri,
That's
like,
why I
came
brought
up
up
with.
Romeo though, because Romeo was like a very.
They were the
very
same
big-
age.
and he was a real big competition for this
Yeah.
nigga. Like,
But then you too. No limit behind that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Jermaine Dupri
Yeah.
behind Lil Bow Wow.
Yeah.
But
you
at
know
the
what I'm saying?
time, okay.
Yeah, no,
You know?
they right. He right.
Like,
But
that's
the songs
fair.
are different. Romeo's songs was not like that.
Yeah, he
They
wasn't
were
selling. They
not,
wasn't.
But I'm
because he
saying
had,
like
number
he was
one.
still a
No, but he
very
was
big
still
competition.
He was
successful,
very,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was still very big,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he didn't have a Jermaine Dupri who was making
And-
Mariah
or
Carey
Brian-
and all
or,
these, like
um,
Brian Michael Cox.
Yeah,
But you
Brian-
got
exactly,
A
yeah.
Master P behind you
But
that
he's not-
had a,
Yeah, that's
Because
you
you
know
gotta
what
look
I'm
at it.
saying?
Master P ain't in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Jermaine Dupri is.
yeah.
Yeah.
You,
True.
Cause Bow Wow
True.
did,
True.
and then Bow Wow
True.
did have all of Atlanta behind him
And
at one
Ohio.
point. Cause we thought for
Yeah.
sure, I thought for sure for
I
a
did
while
too.
he
I
was
mean,
from
but
Atlanta.
at the same
I had,
time,
like,
like
recently found
Romeo
out.
had all of New Orleans, bro.
Just
But-
Yeah, he did, bro.
He did.
Romeo
Okay,
had
yeah,
New Orleans,
He
bro.
had New Orleans, but he
That's
got
no limit.
First of all, Bow Wow came from Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah,
True.
yeah, the history of
True.
the history. Yeah,
so it's
true,
like
you're
Bow
right.
Wow, and he got Snoop Dogg. He on first of all, Snoop making these records. So you have Snoop with you. You got a song with Snoop Dogg. Bitches chasing you. You got a soundtrack on Big Mama.
Yeah.
And then you have Jermaine Dupri.
And then you start doing
Hall of Fame,
you start doing the
writing these
movies.
records.
That's
You
the
got
Drake
movies,
pack.
Like Mike.
You start doing the movies.
Well, and I think like
Yeah.
what's like really cool too, like if you look at like not just rap but like music in general, like Bow Wow really set the stage for kids to be in music in general.
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't have a Justin
Yes.
Bieber, we wouldn't have a Christina Aguilera,
Yeah.
we
But
that
wouldn't
came
have
from
none of
Jermaine
that
Dupri.
shit with.
Mhm.
But that's okay.
Crisscross.
I will
Yeah.
give you
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
yes, Jermaine Dupri was behind this kid because a kid can't do that shit on his own. He a child, but this child still had like the talent and shit
Yeah.
and the like.
He was the first one to
He
take
had
it
like
where
the
it took it.
star power, you know, like bitches were all over this dude, like, and he was like what 12,
12,
13?
13, yeah.
You
On
know?
some real shit, like vivid fucking memory. I remember going to go see Like Mike for the fucking first time, yo, and
Hell
when
yeah.
like the screen just like shoots off and then Bow Wow's the first thing, every bitch in that theater
Scream.
went,
Hell yeah.
I was like,
I,
oh,
that dead ass. I
shit.
wanted to go like every hotel. Y'all got room service? Dead ass. Just 'cause,
Yeah.
like, this nigga ordered the whole. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
At that time, it was just like different too. So it's like
So are we ever gonna see
But that's why Lil Bow Wow
another
goes too.
like kid that age before they hit? I'm not talking about somebody like Kodak or NBA Youngboy.
We
So,
said-
I think
okay.
that's what
I'm not
Jermaine
talking.
Dupri
I'm
did.
not talking about
No,
that
but
gutter
that's- I was
status.
about to bring that
Yeah,
up.
that's what
like
Jermaine
the,
Dupri's
you
doing
know,
now
the
with the rap
game.
game.
Like that
Yeah, I
show. Like
seen it,
I've been
yeah.
watching
But
that
none
show
of them,
for
I don't
like
think
2-3
that's that.
years since it's been
Wayne
on.
dropped
That's
it.
where Miss
That don't-
Mulatto came from, and I know she
Yeah.
like a teenager, right? But like this past season, there was some little boy on there. Fuck, I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, dude. If you ever watch this, you're good as fuck. But he's this little kid, right?
Yeah.
He's like 12, 13. He's writing fucking bars, dude.
Yeah.
Like this kid is rapping his ass off, and
light
it's
skin.
nah, that little dark skinned kid with the fucking glasses in last season.
Roscoe or was
Yeah, King Roscoe.
Yeah, King
Hell
Roscoe.
yeah, King
Okay.
Roscoe.
So
That little kid good as fuck. And I think that like part
Street
of the
Bug hard,
problem
too.
now is like kids are seen as like country stars and like pop
Mhm.
stars now because like Lil Bow Wow helped those other little kids like pop off, right? So
Yeah.
like I think people now ignore like the kids in the rap game and like, but Jermaine Dupri's like point of that show is like we need like your brother's age 11, like we need somebody to influence them.
That's what
Mm.
Jermaine
You
Dupri's
know?
not doing. It,
And that's like
Yeah.
why he's trying to get like kids like to like
because I'm not
if you look at
looking.
it, Bow Wow
level
really did that
again.
because you didn't even have Nickelodeon stars that come out singing now.
Yeah,
Mm.
they go
Ariana
straight pop,
Grande
though.
They
literally
go
is a
straight-
Nickelodeon
So they go
star.
straight pop. They don't really kind of dive off into the hip hop world. So we really
Yeah.
don't see them. But we do see them in the pop world because they do
Yeah.
usually 6 times out of 10 they blow up.
Miley
Yep.
Cyrus.
Yeah, in some
Demi
form or fashion.
Lovato.
Yeah.
All these people. Yeah. and
Well-
they-
Miley Cyrus like was just destined to fucking blow up.
I mean, her
Yeah.
father is Billy Ray
Yeah,
Cyrus.
yeah,
Of course
that-
she
that was a
was.
given,
Like, that
man.
was
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, what Bow Wow has done, you got to give him.
Ghost
no,
status.
no, no,
Gomez.
yeah, you are absolutely correct.
Like-
about
Yeah,
that,
I mean,
but
and he.
I don't honestly think we'll see another like child star
That's,
like Bow
that was
I
Wow.
my
don't
that was my next
I
question.
agree with
I think
you.
in like, I give it about.
I don't
5
think in
years.
rap we will because we already have in other genres of music.
What's
but
that
I don't
one
think in
little
rap we will.
that little white boy, bro? Like fucking he
Lil
got
Matty.
Matty Ox.
Hell.
I
That
haven't heard of
nigga
him.
ain't even fucking good,
He
yo. Like
annoying.
we will never have a
No, he
child
not.
that is like legit killing shit like Bow Wow.
Matty
was.
Ox or Matt Ox?
Matt
The
Ox.
white
or
nigga,
Oh,
he
whatever.
had
okay.
that song in
That's
the grocery
I was
store,
about
like
to.
the
Okay,
corner
I was
store.
wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
They
Yep.
call him
Yeah, and
Lil
the thing
Okay.
is, now that I think about it,
He went. It
Some
was
little
like
white
that was a
boy.
trend when he was like the sound. It was like a trend when he was doing. If you
Jacob
Yeah.
Sagittarius or whatever that dude is, that like that one bitch
I
from
think it will.
Stranger Things was dating.
well, no, I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
say,
Another like
Like-
child star.
Yeah,
though?
I think
A little, like,
because
white
if you
guy.
look, I don't think I'm looking at like the way Jermaine Dupri doing it. I was like, I don't think he really looking for. He just building that platform back up. He's okay. They obviously look at me to make kid records. He's doing this, but I think in the next 5 to 10 years, Jermaine Dupri will bring another child artist out. And
I
it's gonna
believe
pop.
that. I
We
can
gonna see.
believe that.
But will
No,
he
but
be?
I don't believe that
as
because if you watch
successful.
As
I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be
Bow Wow.
Bow Wow, but it's gonna be something.
But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I don't completely agree with you on there because, like, if you watch the past couple shows, like, they got kids on there from 12 to 17. In the past 2 seasons, who the fuck has won? And who's been in the final 3? 2 12-year-olds and a 17-year-old. Miss Mulatto won. And then there was, like, a 14-year-old, a 13-year-old, and, like, Nova, who's, like, 18 now. He won. I really don't think, like, if Jermaine Dupri was, like, truly looking for a child star, he would not let, like, 17-year-olds on that show.
He got an R&B. He got an R&B. The little boy that sang R&B. He's not on the show.
Who?
It's this little light skinned dude. He got popping saying like Michael Jackson songs and stuff. He working with. He like got got some fire stuff with Jermaine Dupri and Byron Michael Cox.
Okay, 'cause
And that's the
I've
other
never
thing
heard
is
of
no one will
Bahama.
ever come up like Bow Wow did because all these other child stars, like we have said, like Justin Bieber had YouTube. He got found by Ellen. Like Ellen DeGeneres found this little man, like because of YouTube. Like nobody will ever come up like Lil Bow Wow did. Like he didn't have that platform. You know, like originally, like he created that platform for himself.
Yeah, because you didn't have any like
Exactly.
internet to like
No.
help you out.
You didn't have
to boost
Nickelodeon. You
you up,
didn't have
yeah.
Disney Channel to
You
employ
didn't have
you
that
to
at
give
all.
you like songs and shit.
You
know?
legit had to be able to like rap,
Yeah.
and then at a young age too. Like I don't.
So
think,
we
I don't think he's gonna do it with a rapper.
So
this
we-
time.
So with that, I mean, if we are going to see a next child star, I mean, where do y'all see it going as far as hip hop? Like,
I don't
do
think
you
it's hip-hop.
see? Are we going back to the rapping style? I mean, how niggas was rapping
Mhm.
'96.
I
I don't
really
think
want
it'll
us
be
to
get
a
more
rap
lyrical.
and child star. I think it'll be an R&B child star.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. I think it'll be an
But
R&B
he's
child
also
star.
asking, like,
Yeah, yeah.
where do y'all think rap
Rap-
is gonna
rap-
go
where
in
is hip-hop
general?
going?
Definitely,
Like,
I think it's going.
Nah.
The bars, like I said, the cycle.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah, I
look at
think
Hold
it's
on.
starting to
It's-
like flow
that's-
back around. Yeah,
Because if
yeah.
you look at it, that's why you're getting these people to start sounding like a JID and all these other. Because if you look at all you gotta do is go to a YouTube comment. The demand for it is so big.
Yeah,
And
but-
people like Missy, you know how you go to old
I
videos.
think it's flowing
Who's
back
still
to like the
listening in
early
2018?
2000s now.
Yeah.
That's
Yo,
what I
think
think.
it's just gonna
See,
be
that's
some
what-
wavy shit
I
with
think
like
it's flowing
amazing
back
lyrics.
to the early
Yeah,
2000s.
that's
what
how
I
it's gonna
think.
be.
I
It's
think
like,
it's
bro,
gonna
like
be
that's
Bloom
why everybody
2018.
using like
Wavy.
Nelly samples and stuff like that.
Bloom 2018.
Hell yeah.
Dead ass. That's why I was like, yo, I've studied. Like, I was like looking at that's why when I said the cycle, I was like, oh.
It's
They
going
not
back to
paying
the early
attention.
2000s.
It's like that's why you gotta look at it. It's like, okay, this is going back now. It's not going back flip. They tried to go back to the 90s, but it's too early for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna go back. That's why they try to do it like the Drake and Rihanna, but they couldn't do it. You're gonna have somebody come out and they're gonna try to. There's gonna be a dude who's rapping and a female artist, and they're gonna give those Ja Rule Ashanti vibes, and it's gonna continue to go back decade by decade.
But I also
Yeah.
think like
It's going,
even though it goes back
2000s,
decade
boss.
by decade by decade, like in new ages, like we still come up with new ways to twist that shit.
That's
you know
fact.
what
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
It's
mean?
gonna
So
be twisted.
like
It's not
I
gonna
think
sound like-
like where we are going, especially with our generation, especially with pop becoming legalized, like that is like that
Yeah.
makes people's creative process different and like creates more wavy shit.
Yeah.
And that's what I
Really?
think. I think it's gonna be deeper lyrics, like Kendrick, J. Cole, all that shit. Like I
Plain
think
as
more people
Steve's.
are gonna start. Yeah, Plain as
You
Steve's,
gotta
plug that
stop
shit.
doing-
But like like I think it's just gonna be really wavy and like actually deep instead of just talking about how you pop in a Xanny every 2 seconds.
And Ja Rule and Shanti actually are coming out with another collab.
Really? Give me
yeah.
a date, Q. I need a date because I need to listen to that.
Like I've heard nothing about
guarantee you.
this.
I give it to you.
I'm waiting on that, like I did for
Un-
Astro World.
That's what I'm saying.
Encore.
I was like,
Off their
Encore,
new.
I was like, yo,
It's called
I'm not
Encore.
gonna completely get my
Encore?
ideas on this camera, but
Is
I'm next.
it's
I'm gonna completely
Nigga,
Ja
get
Rule
my
and
ideas.
Ashanti.
I'm
It's
still
called
waiting on my
Encore.
City. What the fuck is you talking about?
And where we at
Niggas
right
don't
now?
know.
What time we
Took
at
it
right now?
way back. Only me and him get it.
Oh shit.
He's like, damn,
So,
that devil
let's-
did come
let's-
out.
let's
And
do a,
nah, it didn't, nigga.
Off hip hop subject.
Yo, it is, yo. It's a collab project. That's crazy.
I think dating is so. Wait, what? What's
Before
up?
you go back to that, like, I seen this shit too. I was like, yo, something's changed because I was like, Jagged Edge just dropped some new shit.
Yeah, I
was
seen
like,
that.
Okay.
I noticed that.
Well,
I
I'm not
seen
going
that. I
to
peeped it.
continue to give. I don't want to talk about this because it's going to ruin something.
Yeah.
What?
We can switch it subject.
Yeah.
I almost forgot what I was saying.
Something off hip hop.
Oh yeah, we going off hip hop.
No, you said something deferred from hip hop.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
We're going away from that subject. What do y'all think? I mean, everybody here at this table except for me, unfortunately, is in a relationship in some form or fashion. I don't know what DeRay's doing.
I'm married.
Yeah, I know Ozzy. Ozzy can't come out the house past.
Hey,
we
I'm
fought.
gonna need you to chill, dog. I do what the fuck I want.
So,
You getting that
yeah.
side
I do what the fuck I want.
So from y'all perspective, I mean, I'm gonna say mine too, but how is dating in 2008? From y'all perspective, I mean, how long y'all been in relationships? I know DeRay been off and on for about 8
his
years.
life.
Yeah, he gone. He don't
Now,
need.
what I think for it's like relationships are like a lot of people like now it's a hard for relationships because of social media because everybody wants to. I think relationships lasted back then because they were forced to deal with their problems themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody wants to share their problems with the world, and then you have different inputs on your problems and not talking it out with your significant other.
Yep.
I agree.
So, I
and
mean-
I think like social media has kind of like ruined relationships in a stance. Like we have been seeing each other minute or two, and
That's not a long time.
but like I have friends from school that like have met him and shit, and they're always like, "Why don't you post pictures of him on your Instagram? Like, are you guys doing okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, just people don't need to know my fucking business. That's why I
Exactly.
don't post pictures and shit. Like, yeah, like he's one of the most important people to me, but like, do y'all need to fucking know that?
Yeah.
No,
And then
I don't know half my followers anyway.
like social media too is because everybody's looking for a relationship goal.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
you're looking, you
that's
base
what I was
off
gonna
these
say
like
about the
relationship
shit, bro.
goals, and you base.
That
I
shit
want
trifling.
something like this when you don't know the behind the scenes of these people's
Or
relationship.
what it took to
And then
get
when
to
they
that.
exactly, and then when they split up, you go, oh, but these people could have been having problems, but they're not gonna show y'all the problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they only
And
go show you
everybody
the
shows
That's
happy
just how,
search
like, y'all remember how
for-
everybody wanted a Wiz Khalifa Amber Rose relationship
Yeah.
and they got divorced?
Yeah.
Oh
They
yeah.
won a 21 in Amber Rose.
Everybody's searching
You know what I'm
for-
saying?
Yeah, 21. Yeah, jumps.
Everybody's searching for like this generic social media aspect of what perfect is when perfect is really what perfect is to you.
Yeah.
And I think you just have to like find the people like you can vibe with, and honestly just like go with the flow on that shit. Like you cannot force like love, you cannot force a relationship like at
Right.
all. Like somebody gonna want to be with you or they're not, and like it don't matter if you want to be with them too. Like you know, it don't matter if you want them. Like they have to want you back, and I think that's something that's like super hard for people to accept
So
because like we want what we want, and like it hurts the fuck out of your pride if like the person you like or love or whatever like don't want
you
that
back,
shit
yeah.
back. Like
So-
it hurts like hell.
So do y'all still believe in? This is a random question. Do y'all still believe in marriage in 2018?
Definitely.
That I mean
I think it'll be a lot harder than it was back in the day. I
Well-
think, honestly, we are going to see a lot less of like them 60, 70 year plus marriages. That's
Yeah.
not going to be a thing anymore.
Why?
Because of social media and because of platforms and because of exactly what we were just like talking about, like with social media being in and within everybody's like life, and with everybody like plastering and posting like their information and business all
It's
over like the
harder.
internet, it's a lot harder to like you say talk your issues out with your significant other, bro. So if y'all not talking that out, if y'all ain't getting that squared away, and all your significant other, or even if y'all do talk shit out, bro, and then y'all still go post this shit online, that's about to cause a problem. That's gonna cause some type of static, because now you got her friend coming to her like, ooh, girl, he dot. You got your homie coming to you like, damn, what shorty on? Ooh, damn, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be a lot less of that unless you can find a way to work around it and
And
to
that's
like
where
work
people
and
have
build
social
within that
media
shit.
fucked up, especially Twitter, because like
I love Twitter.
Twitter's a
I love
great.
Twitter.
It's a fantastic. app.
It
It's so
really
fun.
is.
But Twitter's my favorite.
Speaking of which,
but
DEEDUKES
Hey, go ahead, bro.
underscore.
he's so weird.
You can follow whenever you want.
Okay.
Hit that follow button
So-
now.
Yeah, y'all go follow him. Follow RJRMG. Follow Kingpin Ozzy. You know, all
Once
that
again,
shit.
RJRMG.
Links will be in the description.
Links in
Yeah.
the description.
You can follow me too, but mine's pretty lame. I just talk about like political shit. Anyway,
Not talking about political shit, just music.
so like I think also part of the problem is people use social media as an outlet for your emotion, and that's not what it should be. Like people will get in a fight with somebody and just start posting passive aggressive shit or liking passive aggressive posts that you know that person is gonna see and you know will like probably cause them pain or like irk their soul in one way or another, you know.
Right.
But
And
you
that's
still
gonna
do
cause
that
a fight
shit just
later
to
on.
like exactly.
And you know
Right.
that's it's for fun. You know what I'm
If you
saying?
look
For
at
some
it,
people.
social media made us extra sensitive while at the same time desensitizing us at the same time.
It did.
You are
Because
absolutely correct
you
about
see so much at it, you like not. I don't want to go off the topic, but you see so much at a time, you become numb to it.
Mhm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
everybody's getting everyone's opinion. So
Yeah.
nobody really has their own opinion. You get everybody's opinion.
Mhm.
So it becomes like, that's why I don't do it. Like, I try not to do, I stay off of it, because if I'm on it, I get all this energy and different opinions while I'm trying to come up with an opinion of my own.
Mm-hmm.
So it conflicts it back and forth.
Well, I feel
So
like
it's
it's
like
I,
extra
for me.
sensitive.
For me, I like seeing other people's opinions because I want to understand the world. But that's just
I
me
think an
from
open
from a
platform for sharing is different than using the platform to express your emotions, because an open platform with like, I think social media should be used as a platform to like spread ideas and shit. Ideas are not emotion.
I think that's what it
completely
started as,
logical.
but
And that's what I think it should stay as.
I think it
because,
still
like, if
does.
we're
What I'm saying with that is like, okay, say if you like post, you know how many like us for example, y'all don't really want y'all girl posting y'all problems on the
Facts.
internet, right?
Yeah.
Facts.
You know it's a nigga on the side waiting for you to fuck up.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't see that. So he see that. Oh, boom.
wait,
he finna
y'all
try to
y'all
make
know
it.
these niggas?
Yeah.
So
Nah, I don't
Nah.
know.
That's
I
how
don't,
general,
don't know anybody.
like,
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
He's going to try to make his move because she's vulnerable right now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she would have never
Listen,
announced that in the
Yeah,
first
that's
place.
niggas
what
are
I'm
then,
savages.
talking about personal problems yourself, and
no, I
nobody
mean
wants to
dead
talk
ass.
about.
Like
Yeah.
we got into it like super bad one day, right?
Yeah.
And like, I'm a crybaby. Like I just am. If I'm pissed off and I can't punch something, I'll cry.
Yeah.
Like I'm just a fucking crybaby. And so like I was in the back at work, whatever, and this one bro like, yo, he creepy as shit. You know who I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And basically he came up to me and saw like I also don't have a poker face, so saw that like some shit was up with me, and he's like, "What Darion do?"
Mm.
I was like, "Leave me the fuck alone, bro." Like,
Yeah,
you
there's
need to
niggas
stop
like that.
talking.
They,
And
yeah.
he always like come up, you know,
Yeah.
and like do creepy shit like that. And then all of a sudden we were cool. Like the next, day or two, he
Yeah.
kind of like backed up, and he don't do that shit in front of him either. Like
Yeah.
that's what be that creepy shit is like. I'll have guys come up to me and talk about like, yeah, I'm gonna smack that ass and shit like that, and then he'll walk in the room, "Sup, bro," and dap him up. I'm like, y'all are so
That's
fucked up.
that's the way
What
of
is
the
wrong
world,
with
man.
y'all? Like, it's
Niggas
so-
don't have. I mean,
it's
niggas.
No,
so
that ain't never.
crazy.
Niggas ain't never cared really.
That shit. Nah, you just don't know about that shit, bro.
Yeah,
And I
That
also
shit
niggas ain't
think
never
we should
cared.
us-
I mean, I got stories for days.
You
to
done
tell
came
y'all,
home. Your
but
homie was trying to
yeah,
get
I
a
got-
shorty. and
I
you-
seen
what up,
stories
cuz?
from niggas who you kicking it with at the bar. Nigga, I was in military. I seen niggas deploy. First night, niggas at your wife house, or niggas sending a text. I mean, that's
He was
just
like that too, 'cause, like, the
Yeah.
same shit. Like this nigga, I thought like music shit like cool with when we broke up. And then hear the inbox like, oh, what happened? Da 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 da. She's like, why you ain't asked already? It's like I did. Then I seen her. I was like, I hit him back. I was like, you ain't asked me shit. What you talking about? He tried. Then he like he sent the message. And he was like, oh, I forgot to send it. I was like, nah, it's been like some days. You ain't even seen it. Like, what you talking
He
about?
said, nigga, you wasn't
And I
ghosting
think,
that
like,
shit at all.
Also, not even just social media, but the fact that we are in the age of technology, it makes it, I think part of the reason the divorce rate has gotten higher is because people have always hidden stuff from each other. And I think now in the like time of technology, like I'm sure
It's
you
a
guys
little
have all
harder.
had exes or some shit that have gone through your phone in one capacity or another. True or
Hell
false?
no.
I've never gone.
For real?
I've never ever
I-
gone
hell
through a
no.
dude's
Hey,
phone.
I
and
you
been
must
like,
be a
I
you
would
must be
raise
a
my
light
hand.
sleeper,
Another
cause
thing-
goddamn it.
No, like
Like-
I've never gone through a guy's phone. 'cause
Nah,
that's crazy.
fucking
It's
like
not a
I've like
trust thing,
legit
but-
like just like left my phone in the crib and just gone outside type shit. Like
Another thing.
Nah,
See, nah, I ain't never
that's
did that.
just
See, like, it
all
was times
bad.
like I had a girl at the crib, and I get in the shower, and the next thing you know, I hear some shit knocked down, and then I look. First thing I look for is my phone. I'm like, yo, and I know I already know. God damn it! Like,
Bruh.
Another thing too, why it's like this too, I blame technology a little bit too, because it's less human to human interaction.
True.
So because it's becoming to a point where you like say I'm texting for example, you don't know how I'm saying this. You don't know my tone of voice through a text. So you could read this and
Interpret
and I'm
it in
like,
your-
fuck
yeah.
you.
yeah.
When I'm really like, oh fuck.
But I
It's not
say
even like that.
it created more interaction at the same time too.
It did, but like
Yeah.
with
human
people
human
that are
interaction.
farther away from you, but not the people that are like literally 2 feet away from you. It made you
Yeah.
connect
Well,
to the
I know
people that
some-
are
because
cross
the biggest like
country.
thing back then
You know
was,
what I
like,
mean? Because
Yeah.
like
I
now we're
understand.
having like less face to face, and like what YouTube text, all the fucking time. Like,
Yeah, I talk to
you
this
guys
man
are
all
best
the damn
friends who
time.
live thousands of miles away. Like, that's just like something.
Brian don't text the goods on him. Be respond to a group chat. Be talking to him.
Hey,
But what I'm saying is, like, if you look back then, the only limitation for them talking was a phone call, but you still get to hear that voice. You know how many people don't like talking on the phone?
a
You
lot.
get annoyed when I
A
talk
lot.
all the time.
Yeah,
And like
I
that's
don't
what I
either.
prefer to do.
And that's like what I'm saying is like I'm not away from. I'd rather like they
Yeah.
got FaceTime now. I can see your face and we can talk. But you most of the day you're texting.
I ain't gonna
I'd
lie.
rather
I
text.
ain't gonna lie, ladies. Look,
I'll,
text me because I'm on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I don't got time for you distracting me from when I'm tweeting with my homies and we watching Game of Thrones together. That's,
Man,
hey,
bro,
I
nah,
think,
I ain't
like-
gonna stunt. Like, yo, you can call me, man. Say what you gotta say within like 2 seconds, bro, and then go about your day.
Yeah,
Mm.
and like I think like part of the issue is too like with relationships and technology now. Like I know as a female, like society sets almost an impossible standard for us as women
Mm.
because y'all say you want real women, right, with stretch marks and all that shit. But who are you attracted to on
Who
Instagram?
said that?
Kim Kardashian, fucking Kendrick
I
and
do.
damn.
I prefer it like
Anyway, but like
I'm not.
nah, but like
I'm not saying I
like some
don't.
guys talk about like I want a real ass bitch, all this
Yeah.
stuff. But then who are they looking at on Instagram? Kim Kardashian, Amber Rose, all these bitches that are like plastic, right? But then on the same end of that, the
Let the
reason
record
technology
hold
has
that
like
Amber Rose is not plastic.
Amber Rose is not. She's amazing. But anyway,
Mhm.
she's so bad. Anyway,
You
She
debating it?
She alright.
Don't. Hey, how? First off,
Amber Rose is
when it
bad
comes,
as
when it
fuck.
comes,
Amber Rose
Stop,
is
fuck
alright.
that
when it comes to
bitch.
these,
Yeah.
don't
She alright.
don't listen to his opinion. Trust me.
Okay.
She
We've
alright.
been married
But
for
she not
8 years.
plastic.
I
Stick.
think like technology.
That
can
ass is
make-
real.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I'm married.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I
That's what I'm
think-
talking about. Look,
I
shit.
don't be looking. I'm a
We
bad
walking,
man.
we walking down the street. It's some women. I ain't even said nothing to him. I'm thinking about it. He was like, I'm married. Like, why'd you speak?
So
why
now
you
when you
saying
know, when you see this, I do be telling the truth.
So anyway,
That's-
where
that's
I was
loyalty
going
right
with
there.
this whole, like where this is on women shit, right?
That's loyalty right
It
there.
can like sometimes like phones and shit like make you insecure as a person
Right. Yeah.
because like yo, I don't even have that man on my Facebook. I don't use Facebook that much,
I don't know.
and like I don't use Snapchat that much. He's my only best friend on Snapchat.
Yeah.
Like right when I was like when we were like starting to talk or whatever, we were like 3 or 4 months in, I would like freak out if I would like internally, obviously not on you 'cause you never heard me say this, but like I would like if he would pull up his Snapchat and there were like 3 bitches like ahead of me in there, it's like, well then bro, like what the but
Yeah,
like
yeah,
then I
yeah.
realized I'm like, who the fuck is he spending his time with?
Yeah.
Like that's like there's phones make you feel like
Yeah, I agree.
that is the connection that you have with people instead of like spending time.
And
You
then,
know what I
and then
mean?
plus when y'all
Like,
together
bro, that's
too.
why we
like,
don't like text, cause I'll be with you every.
No, but that's
fucking day,
no,
like.
but that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like I realized that later on, but like you have to understand, like at the beginning of that shit, we are in such a society that it's like you need to text that
that's
person all
just
the
like
time.
what you
need to be,
program
like, with
like
that
think.
person all the
Yeah.
time, So like that's like where my brain went. And then when I was like, I've literally spent every day except for like maybe a week and like 2 days without like seeing this man since I met him. Like, and like that shit is the shit that matters. Like the Snapchat shit, like what you guys like on fucking Instagram or like Twitter, like that shit don't matter. Like what matters is like the face-to-face interaction you have with like the person you care about. Like that's the shit that really matters. And I think like the society has that shit twisted.
So, if you guys get married, I mean, we kind of all came. You guys came to the agreement that maybe marriage for you, whatever in the future. Is your girl taking your last name?
Definitely.
Of course.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. What, the fuck?
Is that?
I-
Ain't no,
So this
ain't
is
no
what I have to
hyphenated.
say.
Uh-oh.
None of that.
This
shit.
is
None of that
Like,
shit.
no.
Okay, listen.
Wait, hold on.
I will, yes, whoever I will be with, I will take their last name. However, if I build my business before I get married, my business name will still be my last name.
Got
Because
you.
nobody else will take that fucking business away from me.
Got you.
And, like, divorce is always an option. That business will always be mine. So like,
But can't you
yes,
throw that in the
legally.
prenup?
Can we not throw a
But-
hyphen on this bitch?
No,
Can
no, no.
we,
but
like,
what I'm saying is
Can
like
we throw a
legally
hyphen
and
on
like
this
no, but like
motherfucker?
legally and everywhere outside of business, I would be referred to as like my husband's last
So-
name. Like every legal document, every check I would sign, all that shit. But like
That's
when I
facts.
would meet with people in business,
So
I am Caroline
why?
Richardson.
So why?
Because I started off this way.
So why did y'all
Can we
say
throw
yes?
a hyphen on this bitch?
Why did y'all say hell yeah?
I think for every dude, like
Because
most
every
dudes,
dude,
if
it's
you
an
want,
ownership
because
thing.
it's like
It's not even
continuing your
an
legacy.
ownership
No, I'm
thing.
sorry.
Wait, hold on. Let
That's
me
That's
answer.
what
Let
he
me
said.
answer.
It's
Let me
what
answer.
he's
It's not
describing.
ownership is just continuing a legacy.
Yep.
Yes.
Facts.
Yes,
I feel you.
bro.
That's a
Okay, but I
legacy.
feel you.
It's not
but like,
being. I
y'all have to also understand you need to like set aside your pride for your woman at points too. Like I understand like the whole like hyphenated thing, but like if I build a business on my own, why would you?
But that's
ask
if
to
she
take
building a
that
business.
away
Yeah,
from
that's
me?
different.
I didn't. Yes. I didn't
You
say
know
take
what
it
I
away from
mean?
you. I just said throw a hyphen.
Well,
on it.
okay, but I understand. But like, so what if we did get married and then get divorced? Then my business name changes, and then it's like, why did you know what I mean? Like my business
your
will always
real name
be
changed.
mine. But yeah, but
like,
like
the same way we talked about how like my grandma, right? She divorced from my grandpa, but
She
did she
should take
still
her damn
continue to
name
keep
back.
that Duke's last
because
name?
it's cooler than her
Hell
last
yeah.
name. And like Dukes is cooler than Richardson. Fuck, but like nah, like in business, like if I create this business on my own, like
You right.
I'm
That
gonna
is
wanna
your
keep-
business.
I'm gonna want to keep my name for my business, but not in my life.
Mm.
Like there's a different like
I'm trying to see
compartmentalization
like,
for
are
me.
you saying if you have a business before, you want to keep your last name? I understand that. If you have a
Yeah,
business
if
before
I
the
like
marriage,
build my
Yes.
business
Yeah.
before
So
like
what about
if
after?
we whatever, you know,
so what if you have a business after?
then my last name would be whatever my husband.
So it
Oh, well,
depends.
that
Like,
makes sense.
It depends on the
so
timeline.
Alright.
Yeah,
no,
that's
but
fine.
like if this
No,
shit
that's
happens,
fair.
you know,
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So-
Well, that's
fair.
if you
That's
have a
fair.
business. But other than that, if it's a, you don't
That's
have a
fair.
business, take the last name.
yeah, hell yeah.
So
I mean, like, even if you do, like, if that business
Even if
get
you do have
built
a
after
business,
the fact,
still,
I just
like-
think I would just want to walk down the street, see my last name on the building.
Yeah.
That's lit. That's all.
I think for
Dukes
us, it's just like
Entertainment.
continuing a legacy. It's
So-
like it's just something to pass because we don't really have like heirlooms and shit to pass down.
Yeah.
Like your name to
You
pass
got your
down.
blood and your name.
yeah, that's it. I mean,
Why people want sons so they can pass down their name.
Hell
Shit.
no, I'm trying to
Yeah.
pass down a whole like business or some shit. I'm trying to pass
Hell
down
yeah.
like
A
$100 million.
legacy.
On some Jay Z shit,
You know what I'm
wealth.
saying?
On
Like,
that empire
legit.
shit, you know.
Generation-
On some straight Jay-Z shit, pass you down.
Fucking Lucius Lyon looking
$100
ass.
million, $1 billion.
You just got
You ain't gotta
plan
worry
to
about
start
shit.
that shit now.
That's a lot of brown children on your
Fact.
Forbes list.
I feel
Hell
it.
yeah, that's what Beyonce said.
Hell yeah.
I feel it.
So,
What
I
about
got
you?
a question right now.
Oh yeah, Q.
Yeah,
What about you?
None-
Q?
What? In regards to what?
Your marriage. I know you're trying to settle down.
I don't know about all that.
Hold on, not too long ago.
I
What
thought
was
I
you
heard
not
say
looking? For? What was you
girlfriend.
looking for?
Yeah, I heard.
Come
I
on
don't
now.
know. You switch every now and then.
Well, look, let me tell you something.
What you looking for?
I go with the vibes of the time,
This nigga.
and
You just go with the
I
motion emotion?
I understand. Yeah, I understand because that's how life is. Life is in
Mhm.
waves, and I sit here and I notice the BS that goes on. And look, man, I'm good right now. You know, I tried that in the military. Actually, last time I was in love was like 6 years ago, six and a half years ago. So it's been a while. So ain't no woman that captured me. Y'all got a lot to do.
You gotta
He
get me
said
away from
y'all
Game of
got a lot.
Thrones.
So I mean, I being around models and stuff, strippers is just a different lifestyle, man. It's just hard to like, even professional women sometimes, and you know, because professional women don't. Never mind, that's a whole nother
Okay,
subject.
I got a question. If we continue on
I
this
love y'all though,
topic,
the
just like,
lawyers and doctors.
you can input, but like for y'all, like the whole independent woman thing. Do you feel like your woman should match you, or you should?
I want my woman to succeed me, baby. Take
Yeah.
care of me. Shit, take me to. Hey, look, let me tell y'all something. How much money I done spent on dates these past 10 years? Look, I want somebody to cater to me.
My guy.
Hey, take me to
Oh
Bora
my
Bora,
God.
goddammit. Hey, I want shit. I want my nails done. Shit, clean them out. My feet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say you gotta give me a French cut. Yeah, you know what know what I'm saying?
Fucking,
Like,
they'll sushi cooked in front
look,
of you.
that's why I said
And
if a
like-
woman want to get on her knees and propose, hey
like,
baby, I'm all for it.
Coming from,
Nah,
like,
I
a
can't do
woman,
that.
Like the
I
independent,
mean-
I
I
think
can't do
y'all
that.
take like the independent.
I
women
agree
thing
with him
wrong.
though. Like,
But-
and how fucked up it is. I agree. Like, they fought so long for these fucking rights.
No,
yo.
I agree with you.
I mean-
but I
Like-
think y'all take the independent woman movement wrong because like I'm an independent woman, but am I connected to him? Hell yeah.
That's
Am I
why
gonna
I'm
support
saying
him
when
in
I say
everything he does?
independent
Hell
woman.
yeah.
Okay, look.
But do I
my
get
mom was
annoyed
ready to
every
get
single- but
divorced.
do I-
I mean, my mom was ready to get married, but fucking my stepdad like didn't like propose and nothing like that. You wanna know what my mama did? She got down on her knee and she fucking proposed because
That's
she
real.
was like ready,
That's real.
like legit, like.
How long
and
they
then
been-
he accepted.
How long they
like,
been together?
They divorced.
Damn,
now.
I'll never.
But they
I'm
were
about to say,
together for like 10 years.
Yeah.
They were
So
together
you know what I'm
a
saying?
minute.
Like they were together for a minute, but regardless of the fact, like you still like, hey, if that's something that you know that you want,
Yeah.
why are you waiting on him to make that move to ask you? If that's what you know that you're ready.
But
Yeah.
What I
y'all
meant when I
like
said that,
y'all
what
have
I
to
meant
realize
was-
the societal pressure like people put on women with that shit.
I mean, but that's
Like,
a societal
y'all-
pressure put on men
what
too.
I mean is, I understand,
understand
that.
What's
that.
the pressure?
Is,
Hold
what
on.
I meant, my question was like, do you prefer a man that is able to take care of you, or a man that wants to take care of you versus splitting the bills?
Here's the thing with me. I think see, I'm like that person like I want my own business. Like I'm never ever going to rely on nobody for like anything that I have. I'm not going to rely on my parents. I'm not going to rely on my uncle. I'm not going to rely on him. I'm not,
Mhm.
I'm just that kind of person and like he even like sees it like he peeped that shit when we started talking like I don't always like for like we're waiters, right?
Mhm.
So we're servers. I have to carry 2 big ass ice buckets from the back up to the POSs and pour them in the soda machine. I absolutely hate when a dude comes and tries to grab that shit from me.
Why?
Bro, because I can handle that shit.
I'm not.
Because
I'm
I can clearly
Well,
carry
I mean,
it.
well, you have to
And
tell
I
them because
understand that it's chivalrous, but
Yeah,
y'all
yeah.
also have to understand coming from my perspective, that's making me seem weak. That's a guy going,
I ain't gonna lie. If a woman
you might
came
not
out
be
to
able
me
handle that.
and was like, "Baby, let me carry that bag for you,"
Okay.
I might hand it over. I might hand it over. If you are
But
both,
I think relationships
Let's
are a
see.
partnership. I don't think one person should be taking care of the other. I think you each should be taking care of each other. And I think that's where we get it
Facts.
super fucked up.
that's
Facts.
And that's what I think the independent woman for me comes from because
Yeah.
I'm like, I want a 50-50 split. This is a partnership. This is
Yep.
a relationship. This is not an ownership.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's real.
I didn't mean it wrong. I don't know.
He been gone for a while, so
Now what I'm saying is like,
You've been married a long time?
yeah.
he been when we meet 15,
Shit,
15.
15, yeah.
He been in a relationship since then.
Nah, I've been in a
Before, wait,
relationship
wait. See, look.
2014.
Woo. Got 5 kids.
Hey.
I mean 2. My bad.
If I got 5,
yeah.
I got 7 more to go.
See, nah.
Yeah, this nigga trying to raise a village.
I tell you,
Alright.
I'm gonna have a Western Union right here.
See, nah.
I'm gonna have a Target right here. It's gonna be a whole, like this whole shit right here. This gonna be us. You gotta come through here to get this.
So-
oh my god.
So is there I mean, I know winter's coming up. I can't even talk about cuffing season because everybody cuffed here at the table except for me. So we can't even talk about that. Y'all, I hate y'all. Y'all got something else y'all want to talk about before we?
Shit.
Ooh.
I think you had a question.
I was thinking about that shit, yo. So like with us, like we being from like St. Louis. So I know we talked about this the other day and like how different cities affected like everybody like culture, but like I'm interested in hearing like how artists from St. Louis like affected like y'all and how that made y'all like feel, and you know what I'm saying, like Chingy and like Nelly
But
and
that's like what 30 minutes away or some shit like.
you know, and I know like you from Kansas City, so that's like real close to you. But like you being down, like how did that like you know what I'm saying hit you or whatever? Because I was
From
sitting
St.
here
Louis?
just
Memphis
thinking about
ain't
like
that far away from St. Louis.
Yeah, no, we only
that's
4
still-
hours away.
That's
That's Athens,
nigga,
Ohio
Indiana
to home.
is only 3
Well, you
hours
Well,
away.
breaking
but
it
you
down
still
like
think we two
Midwest,
different-
Southern.
like,
Well, I
you
mean,
sound like
because-
you feel me?
I'll give you that.
But like it's what I'm trying to say is like okay, like growing up in like the city and everything like that, and being around that shit and whoopty bam, it's magnified for us the same way like shit is magnified out here with somebody that's from like Atlanta, but being outside and like on the outside looking in, what is that like?
So
You
what
know
you
what I'm saying?
saying for you, like, for y'all, Nelly, et cetera, was law.
Yes, like Chingy, Nelly, that was like legit. Like,
Shawty Low.
Well, for-
bro, that was gold standard, bro. Like, if
Shout
you
low.
Shawty Low from St. Louis.
Yeah.
Okay?
For real?
Yep.
Yeah.
But I thought, but he, but I thought he.
Yes.
I thought he from here.
No, St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Damn, so he just repping ATL.
Yeah, he just fuck with a lot of niggas out here.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Damn.
I know. Damn, what?
That's just like Akon from St. Louis too, bro.
So I knew. So for as far as Chingy and Nelly, I think they were the biggest names that came out of St. Louis. And for me, for somebody from Memphis, yeah, Nelly did change the game. But Nelly came in like, I still remember Country Grammar. I still remember dancing to it in front of MTV The Box. I think it was The Box, yeah. And Chingy, I remember the right there doing the chicken head.
That's crazy.
See, like for like me, Chingy's most like prominent song, bro, was like Holiday Inn. Because that's when motherfuckers even like started like noticing like the Holiday Inn, because like that was already a popping thing in St. Louis before that went like around like the U.S. You know what I'm saying? So then you got everybody talking about some, oh, what you doing and shit. I'm like, well, shit, like I've been going to the motherfucking Holiday Inn since I was,
it's like
you know what I'm saying?
Too. Like I had the conversation with him, he didn't even notice like the accent, the third.
I ain't noticed that shit.
Like I didn't notice it until I moved out to Indiana. You remember when I moved for them 2 years, bro? Like when I moved out there, and motherfuckers was like talking to me about like how I would say shit, and I'm like, oh yeah, over here, over there, whoopty bam, yada yada yada. I never
said
like.
that shit to you.
Yes, but
it's
like that's
crazy.
because I know that I do it. You feel me? But like as opposed to like when I first got out there, and I'm sitting there and I'm talking to people, and they looking at me funny, like, damn, why do you talk like
They
this?
said the same
I'm
shit
like,
when I came down here.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
You from Cali? And I was like, nah, I'm not from Cali.
He said I wish.
like you from the South? No, I'm from the Midwest.
I don't know. I don't think the people know, like people don't understand the Midwest is country too.
Yeah, it's real
Yeah,
country.
yeah.
Real country.
Real country.
Real
Let's go to
country.
Indiana.
East, I know East St. Louis boys. That's where our family at, East St. Louis. So
Some
for-
Black Hillbillies movie from. Go ahead.
but before we end out, so far this year, this might take us another 10, 15 minutes, but whatever. Who is having the biggest year so far?
You can't say that. I don't know.
Can we say that this early?
Yeah, I mean
up to now?
we set what?
It's August.
We 8 months into the year. We only got 3 months left.
I would say
You're
we
gonna have to say
we gotta
Drake's
wait till
having the
November.
biggest year.
Yeah, like literally
So
Drake.
I know this is probably gonna be an unpopular opinion because Drake #1, all this shit. But like, who's having the biggest year? Like for me, as like a person, honestly, is 21 Savage. This man.
Whoa, wait, that's a
but
wild card.
I just said as a
Yeah,
person,
yeah.
and I understand it's a wild card. First off, his features have been phenomenal. Correct.
One feature.
Two.
What
What was the
other
second one?
The
Rockstar.
one on Travis Scott.
Travis Scott,
I thought
Rockstar.
was late last year.
It might have been.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah, that was last year. That was last
I
year.
remember playing it
was
this
last
year a lot.
Okay,
so.
anyway, like I just think 21 Savage, like what he doing as a person is cool. Like the fact that he's like chilling and like he's going out and like teaching kids how to like become rich who like don't know how to handle money because they're growing up in the hood and like nobody's teaching them like how the fuck to handle money. I just think that's a cool thing to do, and I think it's cool to like lay back if you need to for a year or two, like and actually like help society as a whole, as opposed to Kanye West coming out here releasing music and speaking ignorant shit.
If we said that, then I have to go with Meek Mill.
Yeah, Meek Mill been doing that
that's
too.
a good choice.
He was one of the first
right
ones.
there.
Yeah.
For real, because like legit with his whole little free Meek Mill movement going on, like that
Team
put like a
Chasers.
lot of everything.
Like, thinking about it, that was like the first nigga in the game that got the game to unify. Like
Yeah, he did. He was.
Ooh,
Who?
Wayne.
No.
What,
Wayne didn't.
Gucci man.
Gucci.
That was last year.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Wayne, Gucci.
but no,
like,
Wayne
But I
didn't
don't
unify
think
nobody.
It wasn't like social
everybody
injustice, 'cause
had
it was
on
social
Free
injustice.
Weezy shirts.
It wasn't
Everybody.
always, like as big as an impact as the free Meek Mill, what it meant.
Okay, like from a social standpoint, it meant a lot more, and I think that's because of like the president that is in office. But as far as like unifying like the
People that's
hip hop
Meek.
community and like the black community, nah, like
That
all
was Meek.
three of them did that. Because once again, like I say, everybody was wearing a free Weezy t-shirt.
Everybody-
wearing a free.
But
Gucci
people was
t-shirt.
wearing free Wayne. People was asking Meek to get out for other reasons. People was for like I'm gonna say, how do I say it?
Well, so it wasn't.
mean,
It
like,
wasn't
the game-
on a social aspect as far as like for the and like politicking for For Meek, that's what it was for
That was
Meek.
politics.
For the
But
law.
for Wayne, it was a
People that
popular
didn't-
shit.
Yeah, for
even
Wayne, it was
people
more
that
like-
didn't fuck with Meek, free Meek Mill. Is what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah, even
Mhm.
white
Yeah.
people, but
Wayne,
now,
it was just like, yo, that's a go, free to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
I feel you.
So what about like Free Gucci Man, bro?
The
It's the same
Gucci
thing.
That's
Gucci
the
was
same
last
shit.
year, yeah. It was and then
Same
Gucci
shit.
name Gucci Man was just a popular name,
Mm-hmm.
even though as far as
It's
like
the same nigga as Boosie.
yeah.
Say
Yep.
Boosie then.
yeah, free
Everybody
Boosie.
saying
Nigga, I didn't care what the hell the case was about.
Me neither.
I was
was
like
yo, free
21. I was like, man, I don't give. My auntie was like, you know, he's charged with 3 murders. What they got to do? It's Boosie.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. That was my,
like 8
my
murders.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was my
He was out
mentality
there
at the
in
time.
bodies.
Like, you know what I'm saying? People really don't care about the facts at times
Nah.
or whatever. Like, especially if it's the artist that they love.
We've
Yeah.
been looking
So-
over R. Kelly for years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, I worked the R. Kelly concert last time he
I
was
did
here in
too.
Atlanta. Yeah.
R. Kelly was the. I was saying that
He-
R. Kelly was the coolest
Yeah.
artist to do that show.
He
For.
like-
he the
But it's
only
just
one.
like his shit was so low key though, bro. Like
it was
that's
low key, but it was.
Yeah.
Big. I've never seen females.
that's the Pied
line
Piper
up
in the
the
back.
way they line up
You know
for
what I'm
R.
saying?
Kelly.
With
Yeah.
the age ain't nothing but the number with
Yeah.
Aaliyah. That's,
Well, I'm saying
that's
like
Kelly in
if
the
you look at
background,
if
bro,
you had
like,
look at the
that's
crowd,
creepy.
the crowd that was there, it was nothing but black women.
It was like a rock show.
Yeah.
And the rock show is
It
like
was-
the biggest show I didn't set up, but like
Yeah.
the amount, like R. Kelly, like to get in his waiting room, like the line of females wrapped around the fucking
Yeah,
arena.
they didn't care about.
And he's the only artist that
Yeah.
came out and talked to the workers.
Yeah, he was doing
Sheesh.
that. And then but so you said 21 Savage for this year. Who said Meek?
I did.
You said Meek. Do you,
And I
you
agree
say
with
Meek too?
For the biggest change of this year,
Or not just I mean just biggest,
the biggest here.
the biggest
artist
change.
this year. Like I mean just overall like
It's gotta. That's why I say it's just too many to count. I mean, we got Gucci that's been doing it big this year. We got
Yeah.
Meek. We got Drake. I mean, we got Nicki.
Oh, Potizer Kenny.
Yo,
Yeah,
on
we got
some real
Nipsey.
Shit, shout out to all the motherfuckers that just came up in the last year, yo. That just came up really, really fast. Like Lil Baby, YB.
yeah, Lil Baby came out of it seemed like he came out of nowhere, but he was like
He was an industry player.
yeah, he was coming because he used to say, "Oh, I was around QC all the time,
Exactly.
Yeah.
playing dice and kicking it with them."
Exactly.
They been knew him,
Yeah,
but you know I guess they finally got him in the studio or whatever. And
but it's more or less
Nah.
like because
but it's a lot of niggas
your
like that.
artists
I-
are rapping
yeah.
what the fuck he living, bro.
Yeah.
So like you can go in there and like make this a little more authentic than the Migos
Yeah,
can. You
yeah.
feel me?
Like it's a lot of
Like-
artists like that that's out here in Atlanta. That's like low key right now. That's probably got like let's say like 15, 20,000 followers, right? That's
Mhm.
rapping. That's really living a life or whatever like that. And they just really wait on that one spot to somebody say, "Hey, bro, here go a feature."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, they go blow up because the
Yeah.
name is booming in Atlanta or whatever. And I think that's how it's gonna be for the next couple of years for Atlanta
Mhm.
anyway.
I think it's going to the Midwest next.
No, well,
yes, bro.
yeah, I think so.
I know so, bro. Like
I
Pink
do.
Caravan, we got Simeo, we got this nigga that just signed to the game. I
We
keep
got me,
Smino Brown.
Yeah.
and we got us.
D-Dukes.
exactly. I
We
mean,
got
it's just
I-
like we
Got RJ.
Missouri is gonna take over. I'm gonna say in about 3 years.
Okay.
Not Missouri, my bad. The Midwest is gonna take over in about 3-4
Nah, you
years.
were right. Your original statement.
Nah, like
The
who else
Midwest.
In the Midwest. besides St.
We
Louis?
gotta say. We gotta say.
The
like,
Chicago
okay.
Midwest?
To be more specific, we're gonna say St.
Chicago's
Louis.
kind of Midwest, but Chicago's like its
No,
own shit.
Chicago
Like,
is
Chicago-
Midwest.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
It's
I mean,
Midwest.
yeah.
Chicago Midwest.
Yeah,
Chicago
Alright.
Midwest, and that's not.
I didn't mean to say that.
Chicago's
say
gonna make a
Midwest.
more of a comeback. I feel like because like it
They
was
kinda
popping
Chicago-
because of that
Yeah.
drill shit.
Wait,
know what
wait.
I'm
You
saying?
said they're making a comeback.
I said it's going to make
Music-wise,
more
yes.
of a comeback.
Because
Oh, yeah,
Chance
yeah,
is
yeah.
doing something there that's not being like the stuff Chance is doing to put that.
But Chance
like
and Kanye
Chicago-
are the exceptions.
But
for
I mean,
Chicago.
No,
Keith-
what I'm saying, what he's doing to allow Chicago to come back.
Yeah. What
the
about
way
Keith?
it's gonna come back.
Keith
But
is
that's-
part of the
but
is
no, no,
is
no,
part of
no,
that
but
culture.
That's
It is,
that
but what
drill
I'm saying,
shit, bro.
like,
That's what
that-
I'm like. I don't.
Why
I
it's gonna come back
exclude
to a
that.
prominent.
You know what I'm
like,
saying?
the
Like
front.
Chance and Chance and Kanye are kind of like gold standards in my opinion for Chicago.
They're mainstream
Because
standards. I gotta say.
What about Chief Keef, bro?
Keith ain't Keith is mainstream, but he's mainstream on
What I'm
on like
saying
a non-approved level. Like we're not gonna throw Chief Keef on Disney Channel or fucking Good
Yeah.
Morning
Not saying
America.
that,
Alright,
what I'm saying is,
we
as
gonna
like
end
a
it.
prominent
Facts.
Chicago artist, like
Before we get to no, hold wait. What was you finna say?
Well, I'm saying
Uh,
when you talk about like Chicago being like prominent, you remember how like you had like Kanye, you had Twista, you had Common, you had all these people from.
Mhm.
That's what I meant about what Chance is trying to do.
I forgot about Twista.
Yeah,
Wait. So the argument was what? That Chief Keef is
That like
Midwest is next.
Midwest
That was
is
nice.
next.
yeah,
Yeah.
Midwest is next.
Okay.
Mhm.
I
But
mean,
Chicago ain't never really like too much fell off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
they
man.
still going strong
I
because
think,
G
too,
Herbo is
You don't get
Juice
those-
WRLD.
right now. Yeah,
you don't
Juice
get
WRLD,
those
yeah.
random towns to pop, like
Yeah.
the places you expect nobody to come from.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
popping.
Yeah.
Everybody been saying that Naptown is on its way up, and
Where's that?
Yeah.
Indianapolis is called Naptown because all the sports players stay there and all they do is sleep because it's the most boring city in the entire. That's literally what
Or
it's called,
we
Naptown.
can be
But
realistic and say
I'm
the
totally
Lou is
just
on a
kidding.
rise.
It's probably just gonna be St. Louis and
Right.
Chicago.
Oh damn!
We go see.
Kansas City too.
We
You
gonna
know,
see.
there is a lot of.
Kansas City.
Listen,
We got-
I've heard a lot of
we
artists
got
in
my
Kansas
mans
City
over
that's
here.
low
Oh yeah,
key.
I'm so sorry. Kansas as well.
They
I
gonna come up though. There
apologize.
is a lot
I'm
of
not gonna
artists in
give you
Kansas City.
Kansas. I'm just gonna say we got my mans right here in Tech 9.
Mm,
All right.
I ain't gonna say that.
So
It ain't just them two. It's like him